The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Niggas is still fucking talking? You niggas still breathing? You fucking roaches? Alright, it's the raid on cockroach all day. Baby, punk motherfucker. This is it. Illuminati style outlaw lifestyle. Solo shit. Bring it. Allow me to introduce first. Machiavelli the dawn. Spiritual lyrics like the Holy Quran. Niggas get shook like 5-0. My 45 plus next to me when we ride for survival. Money making plans, but through closing hands, rolling pockets. Let me introduce the topic, then we drop it. Expose snakes cause they breathe freely. See me ride, located worldwide like the art of graffiti. I take them tougher than nitty, my attitude shitty. Holding the dope fiend's titty. In every city you find me, look for trouble right behind me. Outlaw niggas down to die for me. Nah, man, I hit the scene, niggas ducking from my guillotine stand. I'm right there, my every word, a fucking nightmare. Get me high, let me see the sun rise and fall. It's for my dogs down to die for y'all. Extreme venom, no mercy when we all up in them, cut them down. To hell is where we send them, my whole team. Train them, explode, ride or die. Murder motherfuckers lyrically, and I'm not gon' cry. Me, a born leader, never lead a block without my heater. Two big pits, I call them my bitch nigga eaters. And I don't whip until I'm gone. Thug life running through my veins, so I'm strong. Bye, 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 let's get high and ride. Oh, how we do these niggas, but I'm not gon' cry. I'm a bad boy killer, Jay-Z got to. Looking out for Mob D, nigga, when I find you. Weak motherfuckers don't deserve to breathe. How many niggas down to die for me? Yeah, yeah. West Coast rider, coming right behind you. Should've never fucked with me. I want money, hoes, sex, and weed. I want rest till my road dogs free. Born first, weed. Born first when we ride. Please, reconsider before you die. We ain't even come to hurt nobody tonight. But it's my life or your life. And I'm a born first, weed. Born first when we ride. Please, reconsider before you die. We ain't even come to fight tonight. But it's my life or your life. And I'm a born first.
For so many days and so many ways, we've been ducking strays, they delivers. But still with some bad boy killers. Got nothing to lose, I got nowhere to go. I only got one home, see me stranded on death row. Without lows, it's Machiavelli, be the general. And I'll be a soldier on a mission, sent to do what you'll never do. And that's right for the cause, yes I'll die for the cause. But best believe if I'ma lead this bitch, yo I'm down with yours. Kamikaze, sicker than a motherfucking Nazi. Got a little question for that nigga that made paparazzi. If you ain't in this rap game, with a motherfucking cash man, then what is your motherfucking purpose? None for service, Edie I mean born worthless. That's until the day I decided to born first, bitch.
Come on, bring it. Let's go. Come on, bring it. Hey, get that nigga.
Bitch style whack as ever, like you was rockin' patent leather, causing massive terror. Y'all niggas lack, you ain't thorough, half rapper, half drug kingpin. You tellin' fairy tales, done, king of New York, like you the motherfucking one. But I'm from Jersey, we don't play that shit. From the clear down to Newark bricks, all my niggas flipping chips, getting rich. Even though it's hard, trying to creep through these halls of brawls without scarred by a revolve with no warning signs. Cause yo, my man took 5, now I'm the youngin' with the 9, ready to put in my time.
Shoot first, look at they hair burst, bleeding. Don't wanna hear no shit this evening. Believe me, we born first when we ride. Please, reconsider before you die. Jeez, and thug niggas on the rise. Play a plot, strategize. Look, born first. Let us pray, Machiavelli in this, Illuminati, all through your body. The blows like a 12-gauge shot it. Feel me? And God said he should send his one begotten son to lead the wild into the ways of the man. Follow me. Eat my flesh, flesh of my flesh. Come with me. Hail Mary, run quick, see. What do we have here now? I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. Picture paragraphs unloaded, wise words being quoted. Beat the weakness in the rap game and sold it. Bow down, pray to God, hoping that he's listening. Seeing niggas coming for me, through my diamonds when they glistening. Now pay attention, rest in peace, Father. I'm a ghost, in these killing fields. Hail Mary, catch me if I go. Let's go deep inside the solitary mind of a madman. Screams in the dark, evil lurks, enemies see me flee. Activate my hate, let it break till I'm flaming. Set trip, empty out my clip, never stop to aim. Some say the game is all corrupted, fucked in this shit. Stuck, niggas is lucky if we bust out this shit. And plus, mama told me never stop until I bust a nut. Fuck the world if they can't adjust. It's just as well. Hail Mary, come with me. Hail Mary, nigga, run quick, see what you be having now. Do you wanna ride or die? La da 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 da. Come with me. Hail Mary, nigga, run quick, see what do we have here now. Do you wanna ride or die? La da 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 da. Penitentiaries is packed with promise makers. Never realized the precious time that bitch niggas is wasting. Institutionalized, I live my life a product made to crumble. Much too hardened for a smile, way too crazy to be humble. We ballin', catch me, Father, please, cause I'm fallin'. In the liquor store, that's the Hennessy I hear callin'. Can I get some more? Hell till I reach hell, I ain't scared. Mama checking in my bedroom, I ain't there. I got a head with no screws in it. What can I do? One life to live, but I got nothing to lose. Just me and you on a one-way trip to prison. Selling drugs, we all wrapped up in this living. Like the studs to my homeboys and Clinton Max, doing they bid. Raise hell to this real shit and feel this when they turn out the lights. I'll be there in the dark, looking eternal through my heart. Now Hail Mary, nigga, come with me. Hail Mary, nigga, run quick, see what do we have here now? Do you wanna ride or die? La da 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 da. Come with me. Hail Mary, nigga, run quick, see what do we have here now? Do you wanna ride or die? La da 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 da.
They got an APB out on my thug family. Since outlaws run these streets like these scandalous freaks. Our enemies dying now, walk around half dead, head down. K blasted off a Hennessy and tie. Tronic mixed it, now I'm twisted, blistered and high. Visions of me, thug living, getting me by, forever live. And I multiply, survive by thugs. When I die, they won't cry unless they coming with slugs. Peep the whole scene and whatever's going on around me. Brain kinda cloudy, smoked out, feeling rowdy, ready to wet the party up. And whoever in that motherfucker, nasty new street slugger, my heat seat suckers on the regular, mashing in a stolen black act. Integra, cock back, 60 seconds to the draw. That's when I'm dead in your feet first. You got a nice gap, but my heat's worse. From a thug to preaching church, I gave you love, now you eating dirt, needing work. And I ain't the nigga to put you on, cause word is born. When I was broke, I had to hustle till dawn. That's when the sun came up. It's only one way up, hold your head, stay up. To all my niggas, get your pay and wait up.
If it's on, then it's on. We rake beat breaks, outlaws on the paper chase. Can you relate to the shit I don't got? Be the shit I gotta take. Dealing with fate, hoping God don't close the gate. If it's on, then it's on. We rake beat breaks, outlaws on the paper chase. Can you relate to the shit I don't got? Be the shit I gotta take. Dealing with fate, hoping God don't close the gate.
Come with me. Hail Mary, nigga, run quick, see what do we have here now?
We've been traveling on this weary road. Sometimes life can be a heavy load, but we riding like a bullet. Hail Mary,
Hail Mary,
we won't worry, everything will worry. We're free like a bird in the tree. We won't worry, everything will curry. Yes, we're free like a bird in the tree. We're running from the penitentiary. This is the time for we liberty. Hail Mary, Hail Mary.
Hail Mary, nigga, run quick, see what do we have here now? Do you wanna ride or die? La da 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 da. Westside, Outlaws, Machiavelli the Dawn, Solo, Illuminati, 7 days. The money behind the dreams. My right hand, my other capo in this big motherfucking war we got. My other capo in this big ass conglomerate called Death Row. Snoop motherfucking Dogg, the Dog Father. And who we here coming through right now, Machiavelli the Dawn. feel it. Illuminati. They got me feeling crazy than a motherfucker. I got badass in this motherfucker. Puffin' on live. Machiavelli the dog. Represent the outlaws. Got a nigga going crazy. Badass represent the LBC. So what you wanna do? You know how we do it. Time goes by. Puffin' on live. Hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga going crazy. I feel crazy. Tell him about it. Last year was a hard one, but life goes on. Bumping my head against the wall, learning right from wrong. They say my ghetto instrumental, detrimental to kids, as if they can't see the misery in which they live. Blame me for the outcome, paying my record, check it. Don't have to bump this, but please respect it. I took a minus, and now the hard times are behind us. Turned into a plus, now they stuck living blinded. Hennessy got me feeling bad. Time to stop drinking, rolling in my drop top Jag. What's that kind thinking? Sitting in my car, watch the stars and smoke. I came a long way, but still I got so far to go. Dear mama, don't worry, I'ma watch for snakes. Tell Satch that I love her, but it's hard today. I got the letter that she sent me, and I cried for weeks. This what came out when I tried to speak. All I heard was time goes by, puffin' on live, hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga going crazy, crazy. I feel crazy. All I heard was time goes by, puffin' on live, hoping that it gets me high. Hoping that it get me high. Crazy, crazy. I feel crazy. Got a nigga feeling crazy. I see Bloods and Crips running up the hill, looking for a better way. My brothers and sisters, it's time to build, cause even thug niggas pray. Hoping God hear me, I entered the game, look how much I changed. I'm no longer innocent, casualties of fame. Made a lot of money, seen a lot of places, and I swear I seen a peaceful smile on my mama's face when I gave her the keys to her own house. This your land, your only son done became a man. Watch the time fly, I love my people do or die, but I wonder why we scared to let each other fly. June 1, 671, the day mama pushed me out of womb, told me nigga get paid. No one can understand me. The black sheep, outcasted from my family. Now packing heat, I run the streets, a young runaway, live for the day. When he died, I can hear him say, time goes by, puffin' on live, hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga going crazy. Shit better get me fucked up. I wanna feel crazy. Hold up, don't die. Time goes by, puffin' on live, hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga going crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Blacking out.
God help me out here, cause I'm possessed. I need the root of all evil for my stress. This money's like a strong prescription drug. It's got me addicted to the pleasure and the pain it inflicted. Something about the paper with the pictures of the president's head. Damn, it's like a motherfucking plague that spread. It's epidemic. Forgotten, it got worse. I keep my head on straight, making money cause it's curse. Making money makes a difference day by day, so you gotta stay paid, no doubt, day in and day out. This life is like a vicious cycle, called fighting to live. No matter how hard you try, see death, you gotta die. A lot of my peers didn't make it to these years to come. Did life do them right, or did life leave them done? Who has the answers? I wonder. I turn to my elders, they aged in experience, but they can't even tell you or tell me that there'll be light at the end of the road, cause they don't even know. A million things run through my mind, and I find you ain't gotta be in jail to be doing time.
Time goes by, puffin' on live, hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga going crazy, crazy, crazy. Time goes by, puffin' on live, hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga going crazy. I feel fucked up, I feel crazy. I smoke half an ounce to the head. Time goes by, puffin' on live.
Street Science, you're on the air. What do you feel when you hear a record like Tupac's new one?
I love Tupac's new record.
Right, but don't you feel like that creates tension between East and West? He's talking about killing people. I had sex with your wife, and not in those words. But he's talking about, I want to see you deceased.
To that little bitch shit. Yeah. Round the way type shit. All that hit words, your little raps, all the mixtapes, dropping, trying to get with me. Bring it live, nigga, water wild, feel it. heard it wrong, nigga. Ain't nothing sweet about my techniques. You checking for my breathless quotes. I wrote deadly. My history so thoroughly involves destruction. Niggas left with they ass bleeding, lyrical fucking. Open up, first the bus, let me see your heart. Turn the lights down, cause I might clown in the dark. When I check for the heart cement, what do we find? Niggas watching from my pockets, planning plots on mine. Am I blind? Let my rhyme speak. For me in history, a legend, you define me. Dumb Machiavelli, bitch, bow down to death row. Fuck what you say, we untouchable. Now that we done shook Doc Dre, he ain't made a beat in 6 years, sway the shit. Won't get no record sales, sucking Nas dick. Let me get my preach on. Nigga drop the beat, I get my freak on. The wrong one for you to speak on. Motherfucker, watch your mouth. Come on, live like this, nigga. Come on, silly nigga. Watch your mouth. Bring the motherfucking hands, bring the heat, bring the fuck. Swing on that trick. Look, I heard Nas got beef cause I'm dissing his clip. Cool, come bring your ass, nigga, you can get this. I'm worldwide, steady roll rapping. Get your cash on, nigga, 5 times platinum. What's that? Daylight got a problem with this hard shit. Ever since me, myself, and I, y'all been garbage. I'ma keep it real, show you how it feels to ride. Y'all went 3 feet and stopped rising. I ain't seen shit. Wendy Williams is a fat bitch, that's the truth. I got a jar full of niggas nuts, that's for you. Let the west side, east side drama see. I come alone to your own streets. Outlaw, prepare for panic when I unleash. Niggas is lucky if they leave here in one piece. Queen Puff never had no heart to start, so how the hell Biggie Smalls get the part? Watch him out. Don Machiavelli, Illuminati style, motherfucking Illuminati style. Yeah, we gon' do this for well. I got a lot of Illuminati. Let's do this, nigga. What I bring to you is hardcore. The very essence of my poetry, dyslexic, so you backward ass niggas that knows me. The only G to bleed for the shit I bring. And swing hard on motherfuckers, that's my thing. Vocally I'm pure, so you OD tryna throw me. Don't get your life took, tryna run with your homies. Y'all know me, same nigga so quick to blast. On this worldwide mass, tryna get some cash. Holla, my name in the game will follow. Wait, and I'll murder these snakes tomorrow. Bunch of washed up, jealous ass punks, though. Quit bullshit and pop, flip the funk mode. Machiavelli rise, all you niggas die when I come. I do some fly shit and be done. They say Pac ain't got love for the east side. Use a line, motherfucker, nigga, we ride, watch your mouth. Love that shit. I love that thug shit. I wrote this for my niggas on the east side. Oh, this for my niggas on the west side. I wrote this for my niggas on the east side. I wrote this for my niggas on the west side. And for my niggas in the north run. Run with me for my niggas in the north run. Run with me for my niggas down south now. Get with me for my niggas down south now. Get with me for my niggas on the east side. East side for my niggas on the west side. The west side for my niggas up north. Of course, it's for my niggas up north. Of course, it's for my niggas down south. And no doubt, it's for my niggas down south. And no doubt, it's for my niggas on the east side. The east side for my niggas on the west side. The west side for my niggas up north. Of course, for my niggas up north. Of course, for my niggas down south. No doubt, for my niggas down south.
Real niggas
no
and real
doubt,
bitches get
come on.
together and have real kids and have a real life and get real money.
Come on,
My problem, fake niggas always trying to interrupt the conversation.
come on,
My solution, multiple guns, ammunition,
come on,
gang
yeah.
type mind. What you'll find, always rough, rugged, and raw.
Come on,
Outlaw,
yeah.
west side, death row, thug life. Y'all
Dre
know
can't fuck with this, yeah.
You know my tribe, to live and die
They
in
say
LA.
Dre can't fuck
To live
with
and die
this,
in LA.
yeah. Dre can't fuck with this, hey, hey. Yeah, nigga, the prodigal son. Yeah, this might have been your motherfucking record label when you was here, nigga, but you see where you at, you see where the fuck I'm at, nigga. Westside Death Row, the untouchable style, nigga. I took your shit, bitch made, nigga. You up out of this shit, nigga. You got erased, nigga. You know the motherfucking history. MOB, nigga, mom style. We don't like your trick ass, you up out of here, nigga, by murder or by hardcore styles. It took hardcore styles and your ass on the wall. You walking, nigga. You don't even come out no more, nigga, cause you know what time it is. Don't even front, motherfucker. You think by get with my enemy, that's gonna get you some love in my heart, nigga? Fuck you. Let's do it. Let's put it on. Ghetto style. Out on bear. Fresh out of jail. Apocalypse now. Machiavelli the Dawn. Outlaws. Death Row. West Side. Till we die. Do it again.
disappointment in. TBS.
The Friday Night Jam is up.
I love LA. Stupid. No doubt. To live and die in LA. California. What you say about Los Angeles? Still the only place for me. It never rains in the sun. To live and die in LA, where every day we try to fatten our pockets. Us niggas hustle for the cash, so it's hard to knock it. Everybody got their own thing, currency chasing. Worldwide through the hard times, worrying faces. Shed tears as we bury niggas close to heart. What was a friend, now a ghost in the dark. Cold part about it, nigga got smoked by a fiend. Trying to floss on him, blind to a broken man's dream. A hard lesson, court cases keep him guessing. Plea bargain ain't an option now, so I'm stressing. Cost me more to be free than a life in the pen. Making money off of cuss words, writing again. Learn how to think ahead, so I fight with my pen. Late night down, sunset, like in the zen. What's the worst they can do to a nigga? Got me lost in hell to live and die in LA. On bail, my angels. Living down in LA. It's the place to be. You've got to be there to know it. Where everybody wanna see it. It's the city of angels in constant danger. South Central LA, can't get no stranger. Full of drama like a soap opera. On the curb watching the ghetto bird helicopters. I observe so many niggas getting 3 strikes, tossed from jail. Swear to being right across from hell. I can't cry cause it's home now. I'm just a nigga on his own now, living life thug style. So I can't smile right into my peoples when they ask for pictures. Thinking Cali just fun and bitches. Better learn about the dress code, B's and C's. All them other niggas copycats, these is G's. I love Cali like I love women. Cause every nigga in LA got a little bit of thug in him. We might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this, we'll burn this bitch down, get us pissed. To live and die in LA. Let my angels sing. To live and die in LA. It wouldn't be LA without Mexicans. Black love, brown pride in the sets again. Pete Wilson trying to see us all broke. I'm on some bullshit, out for everything they owe. Remember K-Day, weekends, Crenshaw, MLK, automatics rang free. Niggas lost their weight, gang signs being shown. Nigga love your hood, but recognize that it's all good. Where the weed at? Niggas getting churned out. Snoop Dogg in this motherfucker permed out. M.O.B. Big Shug in the Lolo, bounce and turn. Dog pound in the Lex with an ounce to burn. Got them Watts niggas with me, OMCB. They got some hash, took a stash, left the rest for me. Neck bone, trade, hair on, punchy too. Big rock got knocked, but this one's for you. I hit the studio and drop a Drew, open it pack. Getting high, watching time fly. To live and die in LA. Let my angels sing. Out for 92.3, 106. All the radio stations that be bumping my shit, making my shit sound quadruple platinum. Let's go out to all the magazines that support a nigga. All the real motherfuckers. All the stores, the mom and pop spots, A&R people, all y'all motherfuckers. LA, California Love Park, motherfucking 2, without gay ass Dre.
Let's be friends.
You know, y'all don't even get told
Yeah,
you know, running off at the
we can definitely be friends.
Hey, yo, what you doing with that big ass
Ghetto love song.
Set it up, set it up.
Let's be
Where my niggas at? Where my niggas? Where my niggas? Where my niggas? For real niggas? Where my niggas? Put your hands up. Come on. Throw your hands in there. Let me see you just throw your hands in there. Let's be friends. tenant as you pass by, winking my eye. Freshly scented, what's the haps, baby? Come get with me and perhaps, lady, you can help me multiply my stacks, baby. Currency seems small, I need companionship. Do with that scandalous shit, I bet your man ain't shit. So why you hesitating, acting like your shit don't stink? Check out my diamond bitch, cause he won't go blink. This be a thug thing, outlaw nigga with riches. Cream dreaming motherfucker on a mask for bitches. Check my resume, sipping on Cristal and Alizé. Smoking on big weed, keys and Cali way. Don't like tricking, but I'll buy you a fit. I can't stand no sneaker wearing nappy hair bitch. Let my pedigree read briefly. The soul she putting bitch made busters to sleep with no grief. Mash on my so-called calm. Who the man while I'm tugging on your main bitch head? Understand this, ain't no nigga like me. Fuck Jay-Z, he broke and I smoke dead. Baby, let's be friends.
Where my niggas at? Come on.
Let's be friends.
Where my niggas at?
Cause I know
where my bitches at?
Let's be friends. There's no need to fuck. Let's be friends. Cause I know you wanna fuck. I met you when I stuttered in passion, though slightly blinded by that ass. It was hard to keep my dick in my pants. Every time you pass, got me checking for you hardcore, staring and watching. Me and you, one-on-one, picture countless options. Was it prophecy? Clear as day, bitches on top of me. Erotic, psychotic, we're possessed by body. Far from a crush, I wanna bust your guts and touch everything inside you, from my head to my nuts. You got me sweating like a fat girl going for mine. Just a skinny nigga fucking like she stole my mind. Back in time, I recall how she used to be. I guess money and fame made you used to me. What's up in 9-6, fine tricks and drag. Fuck Drake, tell that bitch you can kiss my ass. Back to you, my pretty ass caramel queen. Got my hands on your thighs now. Let me in between as friends.
Where my niggas at? Where my bitches at? Throw your guns in the air.
Let's be friends.
My ghetto love song and go on and on and on and on.
Let's be friends.
Where my niggas at? Where my bitches at? Where my niggas at?
Let's be friends.
Where my niggas at? Where my bitches at? Where my people at?
Can you imagine me in player mode, rusting tricks? I got her ready for a booty call, I fucked your bitch. Was it ye or the fame? My dick of the game. Bet I scream West Side when I came. Scream my name, cause baby it's delicious. Got a weak spot for pretty bitches up and down, similar to switches. My movement, baby let your back dip into it, make it fluid, in and out, all around when a nigga do it. You got me high, let me come inside. I love it when you get on top, baby let me ride. Who wanna stop me? And my top knocks, fuck player hate niggas cause they cop block. You probably hate to see a real thug with vision, what's the game? Rather see a nigga up in prison while you change. Made a living out of cuss words, liquor and weed. A bad seed turn good in this world of G's. Baby got me fantasized to seeing you naked. It's a fuck song, check my record. Let's be friends.
Where my niggas at? Show me where my niggas at. Where my bitches at? Come on, bitches at. Where my people at? Show me where my people at. Where my people at? Show me where my people at. Where my niggas at? This motherfucker niggas here. Where my niggas at? This motherfucker niggas now. Where the bitches at? This motherfucker right here. Where my bitches at? This motherfucker bitches come on. Where my bitches at? This motherfucker right here. West side, the cash getting niggas come on. Be friends. Tell me where my niggas at. Be friends. Tell me where my bitches at. Be friends. Tell me where my people at. Make money, take money. Be friends. Get your cash on. Make money, take money. Make money, cash on it. Make money, take money. Before Jesus returns someday soon, you are only on the planet eternity. From my life to your life. Before Jesus, accepting Jesus Christ as our personal Lord and Savior.
Hey.
Before Jesus,
Talking to you, nigga. Don't start that blasphemy in here.
Tupac, don't start that blasphemy in here.
Remember what my pops told me.
The new word. Follow me.
Remember what my pops told me.
My family tree consists of drug dealers, thugs, and killers. Struggling, known to hustle, screaming, fuck they feelings. I got advice from my father, all he told me was this: nigga, get off your ass if you plan to be rich. There's 10 rules to the game, but I share share what you do. No, niggas gon' hate you for whatever you do. Now rule one, get your cash on MOB. That's money over bitches cause they breed envy. Now rule two is a hard one. Watch for phonies. Keep your enemies close, nigga. Watch your homies. It seemed a little unimportant when he told me I smile. Picture jewels being handed to an innocent child. I never knew in my lifetime I lived by these rules. Initiated as an outlaw, studying rules. Now Papa ain't around, so I gotta recall or come to grips with being written on my enemies' walls. Promise if I have a seed, I'ma guide them right. Dear Lord, don't let me die tonight. I got words for my comrades, listen and learn. Ain't nothing free, get back what you earn. No doubt, getting high in the motherfucker, bless me please. This thug life will be the death of me. Come on, yeah. And I remember what my papa told me. Remember what my papa told me. Blasphemy.
Enough of them I'm still in the name of the Lord. Them I tell no fly how them I remember what my papa told me. In the name of the Lord, they been while the people in the ghetto feel no.
We probably in hell already. Our dumb asses not knowing. Everybody kissing ass to go to heaven ain't going. Put my soul on it. I'm fighting devil niggas daily. Plus the media be crucifying brothers severely. Tell me I ain't God, son. Nigga, mama a virgin. We got a dick that had to lead the birds. Back in the ghetto doing wild shit. Looking at the sun don't pay. Criminal mind all the time. Wait for judgment day. They say Moses split the Red Sea. I split the blunt and roll the fat when I'm deadly. Babylon beware. Coming for the Pharaoh's kids. Retaliation making legends off the shit we did. Still bullshitting niggas in Jerusalem. Waiting for signs. God coming, she just taking the time. Living by the now while the water flow. I'm contemplating plots. Wonder where the thought to go. Brothers getting shot. Coming back resurrected. This that raw shit, nigga, check it. That raw shit. And I remember what my papa told me. Remember what my papa told me. Blasphemy.
Enough for them I'm still in the name of the Lord. Them I tell no fly how them I burn in the cloud. Using the name of the Lord in vain while the people in the ghetto feel no pain.
The preacher want me buried. Why? I know he a liar. Have you ever seen a crackhead? That's eternal fire. Why you got these kids' minds thinking that they evil while the preacher is wicked? You say honor God's people. Should we cry when the Pope die? My request, we should cry if they cry when we bury Malcolm X. Mama, tell me, am I wrong? Is God just another cop waiting to beat my ass if I don't go pop? Memories of a past time, giving up cash to the leaders, knowing damn well they ain't gon' feed us. In my brain, how can you explain time of the BC? It's hard enough to live now in these times of grief. They say Jesus is a kind man, but we should understand times in this crime land. My third nation, do what you gotta do, but know you gotta change. Try to find a way to make it out the game. I leave this and hope God can see my heart is pure. Is heaven just another door? I leave this here. I leave this and hope God see my heart is pure. Is heaven just another door? And my people say,
enough for them I'm still in the name of the Lord. Them I tell no fly, but how them I burn in the cloud. Using the name of the Lord in vain while the people in the ghetto them feel no pain. Enough for them I'm still in the name of the Lord. Them I tell no fly, but how them I burn in the cloud. Using the name of the Lord in vain while the people in the ghetto feel no pain. Enough for them I'm still in the name of the Lord. Them I tell no fly, but how them I burn in the cloud. Using the name of the Lord in vain while the people in the ghetto feel no pain. Enough for them I'm still in the name of the Lord. Them I tell no fly, how them I burn in the cloud. Using the name of the Lord in vain while the people in the ghetto feel no pain.
Hey, Junior Mark, we got some for your motherfucking ass.
fucking little homies. Everybody talking. Fucking little homies. Little homies. Everybody talking. Just pay attention. Here's a story about my little homies. Straight thuggin', little bad young motherfuckers. Gotta love them. You could catch them in this G-Rod, clutching his Glock, screaming outlaw, busting on my enemy's block. Educated on these cold streets, getting money, making dummies out the police. Ain't no peace for an adolescent nigga too rap to be a thinker, blood smoker 24/7. Everyday drinker, got my diploma, but I never learned shit in school. More money, more bitches, more murder, fool. Always the young niggas getting this shit. She wouldn't stop the conversation, so you called her a bitch. Bustin' on paper thin motherfuckers, drinking gin before you get to sinning on them buttons. Empty this clip, pass by like you didn't know me. Everybody duck. My fucking little homies. Little homies on the rise, niggas gon' die tonight. Let's get high like this. Little homies on the mash, running from these punk police. Cause little niggas
niggas from the streets. Little homies on the rise, niggas gon' die tonight. Let's get high tonight. Little homies on the mask, running from these punk police. Cause little niggas from the streets. I remember when you was just a little G flirting with death, playing Russian roulette, screaming kill me. Hey there, young nigga, what you smoking on? Mad at the world cause you came from a broken home. Let a squad push a mob and sick. A bunch of adolescent niggas spitting major shit. Tell me, young nigga, if you die, let me know. Would your heart feel pain watching as your mother cries? Will all your homies ride, or will they all get high and talk about how you died? Young niggas on a mission to complete, getting G's, packing heat, bringing havoc to the fucking streets. Nobody knows why he took a 4-4 and unloaded on the whole front row. Try to tell him, but he act like he don't know me. Pull out his pistol and show my little homies. Little homies on the ride, niggas going high tonight. Let's get high tonight. Little homies on the mash, running from these punk police. Cause little niggas on the streets. Little homies on the ride, niggas gon' die tonight. Let's get high tonight. Little homies on the mash, running from these punk police. Cause little niggas on the streets. 16 on death row, bustin' on them phony motherfuckers cause the big homie said so. Niggas knew I was a nutcase, quick to blast, living underage, but it blaze on your bitch ass. Is there heaven for a G? And if it is, will I finally get to be at peace? On these streets ain't no peace. Shell shock shows, making money off of crack sales. Young black male, unable to change cause it's a cycle. Plus nobody knows the evil that they might do. Lil Moo, Big Yacht, K Castro, Big Mouth, Hussein, calling outlaws. Telling the world to be equipped when these young motherfuckers rip shit. They don't quit. Droop down on me, pull a pound on me, bust like you didn't know me. My little homies on the ride, niggas gon' die tonight. Let's get high. My little homies on the mash, running from these bus police. Cause little niggas on the streets. Little homies on the ride, niggas gon' die like you didn't know me. My little homies on the mash, running from these bus police. My fucking little homies. Little homies on the ride, niggas gon' die tonight. Let's get high tonight. Little homies on the mash, running from these punk police. Cause little niggas on the streets. Little homies on the ride, niggas gon' die tonight. Let's get high tonight. Little homies on the mash, running from these punk police. Cause little niggas on the streets. Little homies on the ride. How you niggas gon' fuck with us? You can't fuck with the real niggas. These little wild ass motherfuckers. Fucking little homies. Got to send this one out to my little homies. Napoleon, Hussein, Gaddafi, Dhilly, K Castro. You know, my little homies. Montclair, my little homies. East Door, my little homies. My little
My homeboys in Clinton and Rikers Island, all the penitentiaries, Mumia, Matulu, Geronimo, all the political prisoners, all the jailhouses. I'm with you. One third, one third. I wake up early in the morning, my stay so military, something fantasize some pictures of a young brother. What's it need? The weed or this life I lead. If daytime is for suckers, then tonight we breathe. Out for all that, knowing that this world brings drawbacks. Look how shiver once I deliver these raw rats. Meet me at the cemetery dressed in black. Tonight we honor the dead, those who won't be back. So if I die, do the same for me, shed no tears. An outlaw thug living in this game for years. Why worry? Hope to God keep me high when I'm buried. Knowing deep inside only a few love me. Don't rush me to the gates of heaven. Let me picture for a while how I lived from my days as a child. I wonder now, how do we outlast? Always keep cash, stay strong if we all mash. Hold your head. You got to hold your head. my unborn seeds. Hope to raise my young nation in this world of greed. Currency means nothing if you still ain't free. Money breeds jealousy, take the game from me. I hope for better days, trouble comes naturally. Running from authorities till they capture me. And my aim is to spread more smiles than tears. Utilize lessons learned from my childhood years. Maybe mama had it all right, rest your head. Straight conversation all night, bless the dead. To my homies that I used to have that no longer roll. Catch a brother at the crossroads. Plus, nobody knows my soul. Watching time pass through the glass of my drop top rolls. Oh yeah.
How do we keep the music playing?
You got to hold your head. No matter how hard it gets. Feel me? Come on. Come on. Hold your head. Drink a drink. Read a book. Watch the stars. Get some pussy, whatever. Got to hold your head. Yes. You got to hold your head. One thug. One thug. Welcome to the sounds of one thug. One thug. One thug. Soon as I get home. Dear baby, it's me again, stuck inside this max pen, trying to pay my debt for all my sins. See, these penitentiary times be so heavy on my mind. At times it's like I'm living just to die. I'm living in hell, stuck in my jail cell, stranded in the county jail, waiting for my chance to post bail. I wanna be paid in large stacks and mash and fast tags. I blast and wonder how long will I last. My memories fade when I'm intoxicated, but it's shady, so I'm dumping on cowards crazy when never faded. I know I said it all before, but now I mean it. Business of me and you, ballin' so crystal clear, I seen it. Even though you mad at me, you'll be glad to see the strategy of making these chips come so easily. I max out in the morning, baby, life is good. Me and you against the whole hood. Soon as I come home, grab my strap, locate my comrades. Let's get my enemies not knowing I'm coming back. Go get the money out the safe. It's time to turn the streets into a war zone. Soon sitting here looking at pictures of me and you living, but now you out in the world while I'm twisted in prison. Love letters come daily, words of affection. You send me money and news flicks, begging for some seconds. Stay wide open, keep your eyes peeled. And my advice is keep it real or you can die squealing. Plus I never have to worry about a visit cause you're dead deadly. God's trying to get your number, you don't dare tell me. Tongue kissing, steady humping, trying to touch on something before the CO in the corner jumping. Frontin', late night reminiscing. Everybody's quiet, I think something's in the air. Prepare for the ride, it's padlocks in my socks. Steal from the bed strings, I touch them with thug love and then let their head ring. Started the war, but now I'm gone. Release me to the streets in the morning. It's on soon as I get home. Grab my gats, locate my comrades. Let's get my enemies not knowing. Soon as I get home, let's get my money out the safe. It's time to turn the streets into a war zone.
Since you've been gone, my whole life's been like a game of CeeLo. Thinking big like they keep casino. Fulfilling my dreams like Nino. Brown, the whole town be shook up. And me and mama surviving depends on how many rocks a young nigga cook up. Narcotics got drafted. Seen them niggas you blasted. Wanting me in the casket on the ground, copping plastic. Shit, nigga, I heard. Lil Moon gave the word. You get paroled on the 3rd. It's all love, cause these herds be out here frontin'. Still here, but all about nothing. 5 double O's where I'm wanting, and I'm trying to see something that we ain't never had. Luxury life was all living bad. Tricks of the trade, shit that should have been taught by dad. But learn through the crew, lessons between me and you. And once we lock this shit down, it ain't a thing they can do. Meanwhile, I stay waiting by the phone, hoping I get the call telling the nigga that you home.
Grab the gats, locate my comrades. Let's get my enemies not knowing I'm coming back. Go get my money out the safe. It's time to turn the streets into a war zone. Soon as I get home, grab my gats, locate my comrades. Go get my enemies not knowing I'm coming back. Go get my money out the safe. It's time to turn the streets into a war zone. Soon as I get home, grab my gats, locate my comrades. Let's get my enemies not knowing I'm coming back. Go get my money out the safe. It's time to turn the streets into a war zone. Soon as I get home, grab my gats, locate my comrades. Let's get my enemies not knowing I'm coming back. Go to spend my life ducking one time. How it start? Started off with running for cops, ducking high from helicopters. We opened fire, who can stop us? Living the life of tripe juveniles, hoping for righteous. 25 to life if the judge don't like us. In my clearest pictures, I see authorities itching to get us. ATF, state fed, scandalous bitches. How was it promised to us? Was it bitter or sweet? See, if a nigga don't hustle, then the nigga don't eat. On these streets, living do or die, circle complete. Repetitive motions of felons in the rush for G's. Please understand my history of man and many hats. Live a thug life, coming equipped with plenty gas. Maybe I was just a lost soul, trapped in time. Living in between life, in the cracks for blind. Even though we have hopes for dreams that never came, yet still we all feel pain. Just wait until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time. Stranded in the county in the worst way, hell of a way. To spend my 21st birthday, born in the ghetto as a street thug. It's for the neighborhood and weed spots that we love. Lost souls, nigga. For my homeboys, from my mind of a lost soul. Just wait until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time.
We gon' go back. Roll with a nigga.
My brother Sean, first on my list, he stuck with it 3 to 5. When he get out, I'll be dead or alive. He taught me the rules somewhat, but still in thugs I trust. When the danger never hesitate to bust to keep my fucking trap shut. My mom Duke's got a little bit of thug in her. The devil loves sinners, crackheads, and drug dealers. Sometimes I feel like the street be taking over, never staying sober. Still praying over and over. Backtrack my steps that I used to take down new. One love to my crew, and yo, this one's for you.
Rest in peace, one love. Just wait until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time. Just wait until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time.
I was born 22 years ago yesterday, but see, I saw no reason for me to celebrate. Let me demonstrate, enter the world from out of poisonous womb. Heroin being consumed, already predicting my doom. Soon to be one of the many misguided. Always the first one on the block to be done, tried it and liked it. Lost before I had a chance to find my way. Now I travel through life, not knowing the time of day. Grind for pay, I'm on my way, but don't know where I'ma end up. I swear to God, this is set up. And these are the words from the mind of the lost soul.
Wait until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time. Come on. Just wait until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time. Just wait until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time. Until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time. Until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time. Until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time. Until the rain turn to sunshine. Cause I hate to spend my life ducking one time.
Busting his fist against the stone wall. You're not using your brain. That's what the French man wants you to do. Look at you. What makes you ashamed of being black?
Nobody even know how hard it is being a woman, a black woman at that. Shit. In this white man's world, sometimes we overlook the fact that we be riding hard now since we don't be knowing the pain we can cause. In this white man's world, I ain't saying I'm innocent in all this. I'm just saying this white man's world. These songs together. For all those times that I messed up. Dear sister, got me twisted up in prison, I miss you. Crying, looking at my nieces and my nephew's picture. They say don't let this cool world get you. Kinda suspicious, swearing one day you might leave me for somebody that's richer. Twist the cap off the bottom, I take a sip and see tomorrow. Gotta make it if I had to beg a bottle. Reading love letters late night, locked down and quiet. If brothers don't receive their mail, best believe we ride. Eating Jack Mac, staring at the walls in silence inside this cage where they captured all my rage and violence. And in time I learned a few lessons, never fall for riches. Apologies to my true sisters, far from bitches. Help me raise my my black nation reparations are due. It's true, caught up in this world, I took advantage of you. So tell the babies how I love them, precious boys and girls, born black in this white man's world. You know what I heard was? Only thing they ever did wrong, being born black in this white man's world. All my ghetto motherfuckers are proud to be black. Proud to have this shit like born black in this white man's world. All these motherfuckers wanna be like us. They all wanna be like us. They'll be the Einsteins. Being born with less, I must confess, only adds on to the stress. 2 gunshots to my homie's head, died in his vest. Shot him to death and left him bleeding for his family to see. I passed his casket, gently ask him, is there heaven for G's? My homeboy's doing life, his baby mama be stressing, shedding tears when her son finally asked that question. Where my daddy at? Mama, why we live so poor? Why you crying? Heard you late night through my bedroom door. Now do you love me, mama? Why they keep on calling me nigga? Get my weight up with my hate and pay them back when I'm bigger. And still thugging in this jail cell, missing my block. Hearing brothers screaming all night, wishing they stop. Proud to be black, but while we act like we don't love ourselves, don't look around, bust up, check yourselves. Know what it means to be black, whether a man or girl, we still struggling in this white man's world. White man's world. Follow me. Knows what tomorrow brings. Yes, black in this white man's world. Change to choose a new direction in the blink of an eye. My time away just made perfection. To the think I die, not going far, why should I care? Like we holding on to lost love that's no longer there. Can you please help me? God bless me, please keep my seeds healthy. Making all my enemies bleed while my G's wealthy. Hoping they bury me with ammunitions, weed and shells, just in case they trip in heaven. Ain't no G's in hell. Sister, sorry for the pain that I caused your heart. I know I'll change if you help me, but don't fall apart. Rest in peace to Latasha, Lil Yummy and Kato. Too much for this cold world to take, ended up being fatal. Every woman in America, especially black, bear with me, can't you see that we under attack? I never meant to cause drama to my sister and mama. Hope we make it through better times in this white man's world. Who knows what tomorrow brings? Born black in this white man's world. Everyone's alive. This white man's world. Kill them all, watch now, nigga, truth be told. West side was the war cry, look how they scatter. Niggas gone, but my 30-yard brains are splattered. Wonder why these niggas cross me, I'm certified crazy. So shit the world made me, now nigga die. Every time I ride, it's for reasons. Hard to kill a nigga, cause I'm coming back like Jesus. Bow down to my ill nations, running from drug cases. Looking at my congregation, so full of dumb faces. Mama
gave a nigga breath. Unlike a stress, I invest in the vest and making niggas watch their every step. Label me a threat. And I ain't even got started with this shit yet. Thug style, baby, hands on my pistol, listen. I'm a rider, every nigga breathe and pay attention. About to show you motherfuckers how it feels to drop my body. The simple clips of my lifestyle, Illuminati.
Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you. Hold it down, and we got you. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you.
Hold it down,
and we got you. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you.
Hold it down,
and we got you. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you.
Hold it down,
and we got you.
After the fire comes the rain. After pleasure is pain. Even though we broke for the moment, we'll be ballin' the game. Tell them, yo, my military, be prepared for the bus. Similar to bitches to scary, get you near me. We rustle visions to overpack prisons. Millions of niggas thug living. Precious, three strikes, I hope they don't test us. Ebola, heat, ammunition, and crates. Shh, without a sound as we slide down. Bitches in place that got me feeding for currency. The money be calling, it's like I'm dreaming. Seeing season me ballin', participated in felonious behavior. Got the cop, 4-5, snatching niggas' pages. Label the mark soon as we start. It was hard to quit. We started out drinking 40s, moving hard as shit. Goddamn, now I'm a grown man. I follow no man. Nigga got my own plan, and it's called Illuminati.
Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you. Illuminati, and we got you.
Illuminati.
Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you.
Hold it down.
Illuminati, and we got you. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you.
Hold it down.
Illuminati, and we got you. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you. Illuminati, and we got you.
I spend most of my time hating niggas, wanting to bake niggas, because they come across as fake niggas, but we made niggas, old school and not thinking. Why you thinking I comes up fucked up, high as hell, drinking, outlaws can never be bullshit. It's what we keep it to ourselves so none of y'all can deal with us. Got me thinking who's still with us, or who hate us. It don't matter cause we're together, none of y'all can take us. Y'all don't understand, I kill for this nigga, pill for this nigga, and when y'all jump out in the jail for this nigga. Edie, I mean, who loaded, kill them all for sure. 96 is killing.
They got me thinking struggling and hustling, my only fate. Chopping grams on kitchen plate, trying to keep that money straight. Times is where I be up on these streets sleep. When I crack, hammer, cock back, wrapped in my sheets. My life's been cross-looking since the seed. 13 got a package from the devil, paying my deeds. Be occupied by the greed, and it's crooked life I lead. Wrong funds to spend, or bigger guns to squeeze. Me and my thugs clock G's, sipping naughty, staying as real as tats on my body. And it's Illuminati. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you.
Hold it down.
We got you. Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you.
Hold it down.
Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you.
Hold it down.
Yo, Machiavelli, they can't stop you. Illuminati, and we got you.
Yo, Machiavelli up in this bitch. Worldwide match. West side, the question when asked. Nigga, you know what time it is. You know what type of shit we giving you. You want that hip hop, nigga, this that hip hop for real. Hip hop that sell 5 mil. Fuck with me, nigga, you get killed. You don't get no realer than real. What's my motherfucking name, nigga? Like my nigga dog ass. What's my motherfucking name, nigga? What's my motherfucking name? Outlaws in this bitch. Death row at its finest. Repeat, death row at its finest, nigga. You know what time it is. Machiavelli the dawn until I'm gone. I maintain outlaws. Machiavelli, Castro, Machiavelli, Idi Amin, Gaddafi, Hussein, Napoleon, Young No, Machiavelli, Dhilly, rough, rugged, and raw. Machiavelli, 3 in this biatch. I'm Nato in this biatch. Machiavelli, Woodstock, doing this shit. I maintain Machiavelli, the dawn until I'm gone. I maintain made niggas, we out to get paid, Machiavelli, the dawn until I'm gone. I maintain made niggas, we out to get paid, nigga. I maintain made niggas, we out to get paid, niggas. What's his name?
God, please show me.
Searching for black Jesus. Sporting jewels and shit, you know what I mean? Straight tatted up. No doubt. No doubt. Blaze that. Black Jesus. Young Gaddafi in this bitch. Set it off, nigga.
I do my shootings on the nod, praying to God for my squad. Stuck in a nightmare, hoping he might care. though times is hard. Up against all odds, I play my cards like I'm jailing. Shots hitting up my spot like midnight rain hailing. Got me bailing to stack more green guys. Ain't trying to be trapped on no blocks, slinging no rocks like bean pies. Brainstorm on the beginning. Wonder how shit like the Quran and the Bible was written. What is religion? God's words all cursed like crack. Shake time's way of getting this back, or just another one of my Black Jesus traps.
Who's got the heart to stand beside me? I feel my enemies creeping up in silence. Dark prayers, scream violence. Demons all around me, can't even bend my knees. Just a lost child, Black Jesus. Give me a reason to survive in this earthly hell. Cause I swear they tryna break my will. I'm on the edge looking down at this bottomless pit. Will it matter if I cease to exist? Black Jesus.
All hell, pressure knowing death fail. Submissive souls turn to hoes when exposed to jail. Times of war, we need somebody raw. Rally the troops like a saint that we can trust to help to carry us through. Black Jesus. He's like a saint that we can trust to help to carry us through. Black Jesus.
Stick up, scribe past niggas with trigger hiccups. Body bag, we punk pick up when these niggas go put they shit up. 9.5 out of 10 shorty be twisting they wrists and cuffs for hustling. Or out on the block with cock blocks busting. They thinking that it's funny to kill for real. Plus getting 20/20 bill. 20 minutes making money still. Patrollers be rolling trying to hold us and horn us. All souped up in orders cause we crewing up on corners. My Black easy Jesus, please somebody feed us. I'm shooting, starting a revolution with my keys. My cell block, whatever. Hell rock, but never. Too close to the sword, he got jail drop forever.
To this clique I'm dedicated, criminal orientated and outlaw initiated, blazed and faded, made for terror. Major league niggas pray together, bitches in their grave while my real niggas play together. We die clutching glasses, filled with liquor and blasting. Cremated last wishes, niggas smoke my ashes. High side while I die wishing, hoping for possibilities I'm my own. While they copy me sloppily, cops patrol projects, hating the people living in them. I was born an inmate, waiting to escape the prison. Went to church but don't understand that they underhanded. God gave me these commandments, the world is scandalous. Blasted a holy high, baptized their evil minds, rise no longer blinded. Watch me shine trick. Which one of y'all wanna feel the degrees? Bitches freeze, face of Black Jesus. All hell, pressure no one death fail. Submissive souls turn to hoes when exposed to jail. In times of war, we need somebody raw. Rally the troops like a saint that we can trust to help to carry us through.
Some say one day, someday, somehow, someway we gon' fail. Either 6 stitches or 12 or stick us and leave us in jail. Oh well, I bail blazed out, drunk as hell, waiting to fade. Cause Black Jesus see us how this world treat us. Eat us young, beat us till we dumb for fun. Why run when the outcome don't do me justice in the long run? So I say fuck this whole world, bitch. Breathless, time is ticking, our minds clicking till we black out, going all out, overboard route for clout. And Black Jesus, come and save our seas, cause we need you. All plagued by the same diseases. Black Jesus.
We believe in you for everything you do. Just wanna let you know how we feel. Black Jesus, we believe in you for everything you do. Just wanna let you know what you mean. Black Jesus, we believe in you for everything that you do.
Ain't nothing hard about it. Why you looking sad? Should've thought about it. Say you learned, I truly doubt it. I guess you got a problem with affection, kinda loose with the love. Getting freaky with the thug niggas up in the club. Asked to buy you a drink, you holler Don Perignon. Knowing I'm a cash getter, still I remain calm. Let you chill with me. Plus you was smiling till the bill miss me. That's what you get for trying to dig me. Miss me with that mommy this, mommy that syndrome shit. Bitch, get a job if you wanna be rich. Get mad cause I cursed and I scream I hate you. Introduce you to a nigga nature. Feel me?
Why cry? Knowing that's the need.
nature now.
Knowing that's a nigga's nature. When he do you that way.
Started as a seed from the semen. Straight out of Papa's nuts, lusting for creaming. Bitches with big butts, curves make a nigga cry. Tits and shit. When I'm locked down, begging you for porno flicks. Sneak weed and help a nigga pass the time. Put my name tattooed so that ass is mine. Tell everybody pop, put it down for good. A local legend through the whole hood. Follow me, I got a gun on me. Going for none on the run, baby. You know a nigga needs some. It's my son crazy, why I cry? When I be ducking till I die. Picture a nigga in heaven, high off weed, I fly. Got me missing dead homies with the phonies that die. Hit the weed and hope it get me high. Dear God, understand my ways, living major. Blessed with a thug's heart in a real live nigga nature.
Knowing that's the nigga's nature. When he do you that way.
This be a nigga nature.
Knowing that's the nigga's nature. When he do you that way.
Blame my mama, a nigga nature.
Knowing that's the nigga's nature. When he do you that way. Knowing that's the nigga's nature. When he do you that way.
No doubt. For my niggas that went out in the line of duty. 21 guns. One love, one thug, one nation. 21 guns salute. 21 guns salute.
All the time I be hoping my true motherfuckers know this be the realest shit I ever wrote. Up in the studio getting blowed to the truest shit I ever spoke. 21 gun salute, dressed in fatigues, black jeans and boots. Disappeared in the crowd, all you seen was truth. This little nigga named Nas think he live like me. He talk about he left the hospital, took fire like me. You live in fantasies, nigga, I reject your deposit. We shook Dre punk ass, now we out of the closet. Mob deep, wonder why nigga blow them out. Next time grown folks talking, nigga, close your mouth. Beat me, I take this war shit deeply. Done seen too many real players fall to let these bitch niggas beat me, puffy. Let's be honest, you a punk or you would see me with gloves. Remember that shit you said, the vibe about me being a thug? And you can tell the people you roll with whatever you want. But you and I know what's going on. Payback, I knew you bitch niggas from way back. Witness me strapped with Max, knew I wouldn't play that. All you old rappers trying to advance, it's all over now, take it like a man. Niggas looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick. Trying to play a hate on my shit. You eat a fat dick, let it be known as how you made me. Loving how I got you niggas crazy. Against all odds, hoping my thug motherfuckers know this be the realest shit I ever wrote. Against all odds, up in the studio getting blowed to the truest shit I ever spoke. Against all odds, hoping my true motherfuckers know this be the realest shit I ever wrote. I heard he was light-skinned, stocky, with a Haitian accent. Jewelry, fast cars, and he's known for flashing. Listen while I take you back and lace this rap. A real live tale about a snitch named Haitian Jack. Knew he was working for the Fed. Same crime, different trials, nigga, picture what he said. And did I mention? Promise to pay back Jimmy Henchman. In due time, I know you bitch niggas is listening. The world is mine. Set me up, wet me up, niggas stuck me up. Heard the guns bust, but you tricks never shut me up. Touch one of mine on everything I own. I will destroy everything you touch. Play the game, nigga. All out warfare, eye for eye. Last words to a bitch, nigga. Why you lie? Now you gotta watch your back now, watch your front. Here we come, gunshots to duck. Now you stuck. Fuck the rap game, nigga. This MOB. So believe me, we enemies. I go against all odds. Hoping my true motherfuckers know this be the realest shit I ever wrote. Against all odds, up in the studio, getting blowed to the truest shit I ever spoke. Against all odds, hoping my true motherfuckers know this be the realest shit I ever wrote. Y'all know Puffy getting robbed like a bitch. To hide that fact, he did some shit he shouldn't have did, so we riding for that. And that nigga that was down for me, rested dead. Switch sides, guess his new friends, one of them dead. Probably be murdered for the shit that I said. I bring the real, be a legend, breathing the dead. Lord, listen to me, God don't like ugly, it was written. Nah, your whole damn style is written. You heard my melody, read about my life in the papers. All my run-ins with authorities, felonious capers. Now you wanna live my life, so it's a hostile. Niggas that don't rhyme right, seen too many movies, load them up against the wall, close
Y'all niggas hear the truth from me. And what would you do if you was me, nigga? Against all odds, hoping my true motherfuckers know this be the realest shit I ever wrote. Against all odds, up in the studio getting blowed. The truest shit I ever spoke. Against all odds, hoping my true motherfuckers know this be the realest shit I ever wrote. Against all odds, up in the studio getting blowed. The truest shit I ever spoke. Against all odds. 21 guns. Love to my true thug niggas. 21 guns. Salute to my niggas that died in the line of duty. Represent to the fullest, being soldiers with military minds that played the rules of the game. 21 guns. Salute. I salute you, my niggas. Stay strong. I ride for you. I rhyme for you. I roll for you. It's all for you. It's all you bitch made niggas coming for you. Against all odds. I don't care who the fuck it is, nigga. You touch me, I'm at you. I know you motherfuckers didn't think I forgot. Hell nah, I ain't forgot, nigga. I just remember what you told me. You said don't go to war unless I got my money right. I got my money right, nigga. Now I want war.
Okay. Thank you for those And he did say that he did not, he wanted to make the point that he specifically did not have beef with an entire coast, but that he had a problem with certain individuals.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my guns to keep. If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. God is God. When thugs cry, times is hard.
Born thuggin' and loving the way I came up, big money clutching, bustin' while evading cocaine, bust my post rushing, send my blushing into insanity. Shout at my cousin now, bustin' if they old family. The cops wanna see me buried, I ain't worried. I got a line on the DA cause I'm fucking his secretary. I black out and start cussin', bust them and touch them all. They panicking, bitches ducking, I rush them and fuck them all. Probably be an old man before I understand why I had to live my life with pistols close in hand. Kidnap my homie sister, cut her face up bad. They even raped us, so we blaze they pad. Automatic shots ring out on every block. They putting hits out on politicians, even cops. I ain't lying, they got me sleeping with my infrared beams. And in my dreams, I hear motherfuckers screaming. What is the meaning with thugs? Battle scars and closed caskets are multiplied. Motherfuckers die, don't ask why. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Do you still wanna be a thug? When thugs cry, battle scars and closed caskets are multiplied. Motherfuckers die, don't ask why. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Do you still wanna be a thug? When thugs cry, maybe my addiction to friction got me bugging. Where is the love? Never quit my ambitions to thug. Ain't shed tears since the old school years of elementary. Niggas I used to love and close the penitentiaries. Still, homie, keep it real. How does it feel to lose your life over something that you did as a kid? You all alone, no communication, block on the phone. Don't get along with your pops, and plus your moms is gone. Where did we go wrong? I put my soul in this song to help us grow in time, but now our moms are gone. We went from brothers and sisters to niggas and bitches. We went from welfare living to worldwide riches. And something changed in this dirty game. Everything's strange. Lost all my homies over cocaine. Man, see they asked me if I shed a tear. I ain't lying. See, I gotta get high and die. Cause even doves cry. Battle scars and closed caskets are multiplied. Motherfuckers die, don't ask why. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Do you still wanna be a thug? When thugs cry, battle Scars and closed caskets are multiplied. Motherfuckers die, don't ask why. When thugs cry, we don't shed tears, we shed blood. Do you still wanna be a thug? When thugs cry, paranoid bitches, illegal inventions, busting motherfuckers with uppercuts. I leave them with dents. In my criminal mind, nobody violates the dawn. I write your name on a piece of paper, their family's gone. I perpetrate like you can handle my team. So merciless in my attack, I take command of your dreams. Leaving motherfuckers drowning in their own blood. Trying to take the pictures later, laugh about them poor bitches that turn snitches. I regulate my area, the terror I represent, make your people disappear. You wondering where they went in my cold, or is it just I sold my soul? Addicted to these streets, never find true peace, I'm told. Come take my body, God, don't let me suffer any longer. Smoke a pound of marijuana so I know it ain't long. When is the end all my misery? Is there close? I suppose that's why I murdered my foes. When thugs cry,
I sit tattoo tears for years. For my dead homeboys in the prison peas. Y'all ain't never heard my cries, now you wonder why I want you to die. Shit, I ain't lie, I told you this nigga's last shit. Give me mine till I'ma ride. When thugs cry, outlaw riders till we die.
have mercy, Father, help us all. Since you supplied your phone number, I can't help but call. Time for action, conversating, we relaxing, kicking back. Got you curious for thug passion. Now picture that, tongue kissing, hand full of hair. Look in my eyes, time to make the bed rock. Baby, look how it rise. Me and you moving in the nude, do it in the living room, sweating up the sheets. It's the thug in me. I mean, I'm disrespecting when I tongue kiss your neck. I go a long way to get you wet. What you expect? Late night, hit the highway, drop the top. I pull over, getting busy in the parking lot. Don't you love it how I lick your hips and glide? Kiss yourself on your stomach, push my love inside. Got you lost in the love song, stuck in the lust. I got the bedroom shaking, back breaking when we're tossing it up.
In this, baby, I love the way it's going down. When nobody's around, slip, slide, ride, giving me that nice ride. Thing that I like, what I wanna get all night. You and me alone, everybody's gonna toss it up, baby, let's get it on. The way you please me, baby, the sexy way you tease me, sugar. The way you move your body really drives me crazy. Your body hypnotizing, your smile is so exciting. So baby, come on home with me. I like the way you give it to me. I like the way you give it to me. Let me see you try to say love. I said I like the way you give it to me. Let me see you try to say love. I like the way you give it to me. Let me see you try to say love. I said I like the way you give it to me. Let me see you try to say love.
Taste as fine as gravy. The way you move that thing, you make me wanna sing. Girl, you make my bells ring, make them go tingling. As a man here again, don't want it to ever end. It's feeling too good. Give me some more, lady. Your body's the kind I like. Big booty, tantalizing delight. Back it up, girl. Let me in there, toss it up for me. I like the way you give it to me. I see you trying to say love. I like the way you give it to me. Let me see you trying to say love. I like the way you give it to me. Let me see you trying to say love. I like the way you give it to me. Let me see you trying to say love.
Oh yes. Homeboys might squabble, but we don't fall down.
Catching feelings.
Yeah.
Hey, did y'all read what Puffy and Biggie said in Vibe? Didn't they sound like suckers? Outlaws got them on the run, going for none. Oh, this part 2 of the beat, part 2 of the war.
Cross this nigga here now, Biggie, tell me who do you fear? Ain't a living soul grievous, I pump no fear here. My last foe flashed and I mashed his ass. Bastard, fuck with me, but I blast your ass. So many follow but can't reach me. Caught in the maze, catch him, mimicking my style, tryna walk this way. Impossible, my posse dropping you, we death row ride. No need to beg, motherfucker, ain't no mercy inside. Feeling blessed, the richer I get, the more I stress. Smoking lot, watching time fly, waiting for death. Dear God, I've been feeling like I'm close to Jesus. Paranoid with my pistols close, smoking trees. Keep my eyes on my foes, those close to me. Watching niggas catch straight, shake, choke and bleed. Me, a mercenary for the street. Check my pedigree, busting motherfuckers, it's the thug in me. Now niggas talk a lot of bad boy shit, they get the squealing. Bitch made catching feelings. Come on now. Outlaw niggas, are you ready to clam? My homeboys might squabble, but we don't fall down. Screaming bye bye bitches, untouchable sound. Niggas hot like hoes when we hit your town. Outlaw niggas, you ready to clam? Homeboys might squabble, but we don't fall down. Screaming bye bye bitches, untouchable sound. Niggas hot like hoes when we hit your town. Catching feelings.
I'll let your ass have it.
Quiero coger.
For real.
Quiero coger.
Now you been acting like you want it for a long time. All up in the nigga face, giving me them strong vibes. Look in my eyes and you'll find peace. A Gemini, so you really blow my mind, freak. Come on, I got my clothes off, hard as a nigga in jail. Skinny niggas throw the dick well. Everybody get their condoms, brother, cause it's time to fuck. Hurry up and put it on, nigga, time is up. What's next? Got my mind on some group sex. Where you going, baby? I ain't even through yet. Do it like a true vet. Love it how I throw it to you. In and out, make it good to you. Remember me? I love fucking slow with the lights low. Black, Puerto Rican, even white hoes. Bellissimo, gay linda, dame beso. Come to poppy, fuck it till the shit is sloppy. If you really want it.
If you can do what I do, why don't you come on?
If you really want it.
Give it to me.
You really want it. You really want it. If you really want it.
If you can do what I do, why don't you come on? Give it to me.
Alright, all my real niggas and my real bitches, let me see you do it like this. Come on, rock your body, body, 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 rock your body, body. We came to rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body. We came to rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body. If you really want it, if you really want it, if you really want it, rock your body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body. We came to rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock it, baby, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body, rock your body, body, rock your body, rock your body, body, rock your body.
Come on, let's take a 3-day mission of sex with delicious and body conditioning. I rub your hair, you lick me, then we get the tongue kissing. Picture my body in a silhouette,
Like
all yours. You freaking me, I'm freaking you inside my sugar walls. I want it all, don't hold back, come to me. Tell me what you wanna do with the pussy. I got fantasies, you and me deep in the bubbly. You're killing me softly, won't you take me? Passion in the making, sexual gratification. You be my freak, I'll be a sneaky situation.
If you can do what I do, why don't you come on and give it to me?
Rock your body, body, rock your body, body, rock your body.
If you can do what I do, why don't you come on and give it to me?
Rock your body, body, rock your body, body. See, it all started simple. Turning to me, licking your nipples, fucking your dog. You stare to this instrumental. Hands up, all up beside your head, I can stand up. Eyes open, I don't plan to bust. Just hold on, baby, let me zone in. What do you mean? Can you scream? Let it go, biatch. How does it feel? Got a nigga like stealing ya. To keep going down, fucking like I'm killing ya. Let's go another round, baby, is you down really? 2 shots of ecstasy, lick a nigga down silly. Your body next to me, I can touch you inside. You'll cry so good when the nigga leave. You'll die. My mama told me, baby, be a man, put it on her. Hitting bitches like switches coming around the corner. I wanna let me get my ride on. It's your dick, baby, but it's my song. If you really want it, rock your body, body, rock your body, rock your body, body. If you really want it,
don't you end up like a stupid one? You should not play hard to get. We have not done nothing.
definitely all the Scorpios and the Gemini and the Virgos. You know, I know that you want your Scorpios and the Virgos. No doubt, gotta get to the Capricorns. They some freaks too in the damn the Libras, they like it even, but they still like fuckers. No doubt. Aquarius, Libras, Santo, Leos, they some freaks. Leos is freaks, they always wanna run shit in the Sagittarius, Taurus, Cancer. All you freaky fucks. I'm a zodiac fuck, I can go one at a time and all that line.
You should not play hard to get. We have not done nothing yet. Don't you end up like a stupid one. You have not done nothing yet. You should not play hard to get. Don't you end up like a stupid one.
Niggas playing deadly motherfucking war games. A nigga rapping about my motherfucking life. Talking fake ass motherfucker. Fuck you talking about he got shot, left the hospital and said fucking when? What month, motherfucker? What motherfucking month? Yeah, how the fuck talking about that and shit? What the fuck do these niggas live and all this shit be going on? You wanna know how I did this shit? You wanna know how real my shit is, nigga? Go read the motherfucking newspaper, you trick ass niggas. How many broke down rappers got some shit to say? I sit and strategize in due time when bitches pay. Plus all day I puff weed till my eyes be red. Undercover tactics, leave my enemies dead. Check this, I know you niggas got no love for me, but how the fuck your whole clique turn the thugs on me? Like misdemeanors, it's a small thing. You niggas ain't ready for war, let my balls hang. Bust it, I took apart your whole crew like heart. I ain't concerned, I bust on bad boy, mob deep and murder the firm. When you scream fake dubs, who the fuck you mean? Get more cream than all of y'all, nigga, fuck your dick. Now Dre wanna switch sides, bitch hiding war. Last year I shed tears, but I don't cry no more. Plus Jay-Z tried to play me, won't last long. Go ask Kid Son how it feel to have your ass gone. Listen to what, don't get your shit knocked, you can't win. Tell them all to let the games begin. We having war games, nigga, y'all niggas can't feed this shit. Got shot 5 times, got out of jail on bail and sold 5 million. So more records than all you trick motherfuckers put together. More than the firm, more than bad boy, murder mob deep, more than all you bitch made.
Now won't you just signal me before you try to take another one of my folks? Took their breath so they choke, and I know I did a lot of dirt, but Grant said it wouldn't hurt. My death is coming cause I feel it, smell it when I work. Did you see me? Coming up, I try to take it easy. Playing at the wrong place at the wrong time, I leave you with a broken mind. Your whole block is fucked, whole family is crying when the guns go bust. I went from Jersey to Cali, nigga, and seen it all when the niggas get their head busted. It didn't fall.
I be that young nigga, Edie, I mean, rappers is fixing to come up short if y'all don't come clean. Check it, I'm at home, watching shit there, sit there. And I see some niggas on the TV line, what a pity. Ain't nothing but a copy of a copy. Reincarnation of an imitation. Sloppy, don't even know you got these white folks laughing at you. How the hell you gon' base your lifestyle after a movie character? I'm dumping back at you, fully loaded, and you can quote it. Dog niggas cash, get his rod rolling.
I'm hellbound, one nation. My destination is jailbound. Penetration. mission to get y'all niggas shot down. It's my town. Clicking B9s and Glocks down. Outlaws drop down. Shutting your whole spot down. We rock town daily. Sipping on the bellies with Thug Passion. Matthew and Mr. Machiavelli. So tell me, which one of y'all niggas want the war to be civilized? Illest killer cops and not conquering your enterprise. Criminalized thoughts when I be thinking. Draw past the whole ass when you see a nigga reaching for what? The heater. Back streets I know. Critically in Italy, it's like Bellissimo. But done in Mexico. Policio try to trap me. Transform my jersey army to some killer Cali khaki. Down the back.
Yo, niggas, come here, niggas. Come on, yeah. Yo, niggas down the block. Yo.
Niggas move out in the hot car. Niggas move out of stolen car. Hey, yo, move out of stolen car.
Hey, what you gonna do? Hey, move, come here.
Jersey style, nigga. That nigga move crazy. That nigga move rolling. Nigga doing donuts in the middle of the street. Hey, nigga, hey, yo, drinking a gallon of fucking cigarette. Hey, Malcolm, watch out the police, nigga. Police, watch out, nigga. You rolling weed, my fucking police. Hey, yo, you got weed? Who got the strap? Where the strap at, nigga? Hey, yo, who that? Hey, yo, who that?
Watch out. Yo, hey, yo.
Next one mine, yo. Next one mine. Money.
Let me get that.
Leaky right now. Represent Nickel. I'm a street fame with Thug Life. Man, why you turning your street fame, nigga? Cause only Pac can do it like this. Hey, nigga, Machiavelli the Dawn. Outlaws, get up, I have Thug fucking drink with shooters with a wild ass street fame. Coming to more. Get them there. Thug fucking drink with shooters with a wild ass.
I wasn't mad until he trick shot me. This time I sanitized my posse. Look how paranoid these niggas got me. Cellular calls are being traced. Sim surveillance silently. Mama chill. Thug living, pay the bills. I'm dying violently. Closed caskets, exposed baskets. I leave them bloody. The Lord stuck it. Don't let your kids hear a nigga speak on getting money. Ain't nothing funny. Green got a nigga seeing things. Why? If you lie, hope to God I can fly. Lead the weapon. I'm a savage. Still a method to my madness. Blast niggas laugh. Calling the gas cabbage. Read of the week. Put them to sleep. They hellbound. Literally leave them spellbound. Clown down. I'm tired of being held down. Cross my heart. Hope to die. Blind as a pussy. Millionaire. Living carefree. Sucker free. Player haters miss me. Hoping hard times never catch me slipping. Fuck authorities. They wonder why minorities be tripping. We ain't having it. Time to tear this shit back. Get them children kicked back. Once I hit the map, niggas will never get this shit back. Spit it so eloquently. My pistols represent me. Bustin' till my rounds empty. Back for the street fame. One love to my true love. Coming to a ghetto near you. Street fame. Hell yeah, it's true. Coming to a ghetto near you. Street fame. Young niggas straight coming to a ghetto near you. Hell yeah, it's true. Outlaws niggas straight coming to a ghetto near you. Temperature rises, niggas blinded by my lyrical disguise. No time to block retreats, niggas shiver and die. Multiple rounds found lace in his body and face. Wrapped in plastic, the acid erase all traces. Criminal tactics, the rap game became so drastic. Military bomb smash, all walls get blasted. If we bleed, then they suffocate, choking in terror. So we strive, singing our lives, we reflected in mirrors. The prophecy is clear, niggas lock and load disappear. Strategize with no fear, waging war for years. The crack game wasn't big enough, ready to rush. You bitch made motherfuckers get murdered and touched. I go to jail, niggas screaming free man. Sneaking freely, conversating with my comrades. Kicking Swahili, indeed they just been my first seed. It gets worse, playing curse to be a G.
on the first degree. Currency and stacks, artillery in the back. Strap on beats, we camouflaged in all black. When we attack, holla out my set, nigga. Tighten your jaw, giving birds an outlaw. Street fame, coming to the ghetto near you. Street fame, only Machiavelli niggas straight to the street. Coming to the ghetto near you. Street fame, identification got me rushing the station, stuck in the lineup. Trying to hide my face. They place the name, but can't recall the script. That bitch shit, false retaliation. They playing busted, no man to be trusted. Everything corrupted once a man touch it. Kamikaze, hoping that none of the spies find me. That's why we bye daily, knowing cops driven. But why cry floating while we toting on this potent branch? Losser than the thug stands, pistols up inside my pants. Never underestimate me, player hate me, see me in high. Show us hollow points, shatter, enemies die. Spread love, dead thugs, getting buried in riches. Take a chance to advance, fuck them warrior bitches. Penitentiaries and possibilities, bust and break. Wear rubber so I live and fuck another day. Ain't nothing strange, 25 still die shades, but still I bang on the street fame. Nigga, hell yeah, that's your dome, coming out of ghetto near you. Street fame, a thug nigga drinking juice with a wild ass ghetto man. Street fame, hell yeah, coming to the ghetto near you. Street fame, thug nigga drinking juice, coming to the ghetto near you. Street lifestyle, like you giving. Double R, my got you taking more fucking shots. Getting dropped, and that lifestyle need to stop. Coming to the ghetto near you. Recognize this outlaw shit. It's only in this outlaw lifestyle can you truly come to see it's like supposed to be like. Nigga, you start to see riches find bitches and hit the switches. Shit, to me that shit sounds amazing. Niggas plotting to kill him. Never figured that same nigga sell 5 million. Hit the charts like a madman, nothing but hits. Court cases got a nigga facing multiple digits. Dodging cop cars, look at how we come so far. Picture a high school dropout, rolling the double R. House full of happiness, weed and drink. Way out, so in trouble, try to find me king. Never vision living longer than my 21st. Thought I'd be locked down, cracked out or in the dirt. And though it hurts to see the change, it comes with the fame. Watch for gossip and the silly games. To all the motherfuckers speaking down on me, this is the night. Why is everybody caught up in Pac's life? To all you niggas conversating on my life. Why y'all conversating in my life? In Pac's life, everybody needs to chill. Player haters wanna see me kill. Only real niggas stay on top. Now all these niggas is mad, cause they can't live like Pac.
West side, straight motherfucking ballin'.
That's right, I'm tripping, baby. Don't know. You nigga, outlaw. You know. Yeah, Hennessy made plenty enemies. You feel me? Throw your guns up.
Unconditional love. No doubt. Talking about the stuff that don't wear off. It don't fade. It lasts for all these crazy days, these crazy nights. Whether you wrong or you right, the motherfuckers still love you, still feel you, still there for you, no matter what.
listen to my truest thoughts, my truest feelings. All my peers doing years beyond drug dealing. How many caskets can we witness before we see it's hard to live this life without God? So we must ask forgiveness. Ask mama why I got this urge to die. Witness the tears falling free from my eyes before she could reply. For we were born without a silver spoon. My broken down TV show cartoons in my living room. One day I hope to make it a player in this game. Mama, don't cry, long as we try, maybe things change. Perhaps it's just a fantasy, a life where we don't need no welfare and share with our whole family. Maybe it's me that caused it, the fighting and the hurting in my room, crying cause I didn't wanna be a burden. Watch mama open up her arms to hug me, and I ain't worried about a damn thing. She still love me. In this game, though things change, the future's still inside of me. We must remember that tomorrow comes after the dark, so you will always be in my heart. Unconditional love, the lessons in your eyes to see. Though things change, the future's still inside of me. We must remember that tomorrow comes after the dark, so you will always be in my heart. With unconditional love. Just got the message you've been calling all week. Been out here hustling on these streets, ain't had a chance to speak. But you know, with you and me, it's all G. We could never be enemies, cause you've been such a good friend to me. Where would I be without my dogs? No wonder why when times get hard, cause it ain't easy being who we are. Driven by my ambitions, desire higher positions, so I proceed to make G's eternally. And my mission is to be more than just a rap musician. The elevation of today's generation, if I can make them listen. Prison ain't what we need, no longer stuck in greed. Time to plan, strategize, my family's gotta eat. Trying to make something out of nothing. No pleasure in the suffering neighborhood will be good if they could cut out all the busting. The liquor and the weed, the cussing. Sending love out to my block. The struggle never stops in this game. Unconditional in your eyes to see. Though things change, the future's still inside of me. We must remember that tomorrow comes after the dark, so you will always be in my heart. With unconditional love, the lessons in your eyes to see. Though things change, the future's still inside of me. We must remember that tomorrow comes after the dark, so you will always be in my heart. With unconditional I'll probably never understand your ways. With every day I swear I hear you trying to change your ways while getting paid at the same time. Just had a baby with the same eyes, something inside. Piece of me died, these are strange times. How come I never made it? Maybe it's the way I played it in my heart. I know one day I gotta be a star. My hopes and all my wishes, so many vivid pictures, and all the currency I'll never even get to see. This fast life soon shatters, cause after all the lights and screens, nothing but my dreams matter. Hoping for better days, maybe a peaceful night. Baby, don't cry, cause everything gon' be alright. Just lay your head on my shoulder, don't worry about a thing. Baby girl, I'm a soldier. Never treated me bad, no matter who I was. You still came with that unconditional love. The lessons in your eyes to see, though things change, the future's still inside of me. We must remember that tomorrow comes after the dark, so we will always be in my heart. With unconditional love. Things change, the future's still inside of me. We
scams and plotted over grams of rocks. And undercover agents died by the random shot. We all die in the game, so advanced we swore. I was all about my ends, for the friends and foes. Me, a born leader, never lead a block without my heater. Got me a dog and named him my bitch nigga eater. What could they do to me in lyrics rap? Shit, them niggas just shot me and still terrified. I hit they ass. How can I show you how I feel inside? We outlaws, motherfuckers can't kill my pride. Niggas talk a lot of shit, but that's after I'm gone. Cause they fear me in the physical form. Let it be known I'm troublesome. Outlaw. Put it down to the fullest. Spit bombs and bullets. Troublesome. Y'all know what time it is. Call the pump police. They can't stop us. Niggas run the trouble here. Gutter ways, my mentality is ghetto. A gorilla in this criminal war. We all rebels. Death before designer, bet I bomb on them first. Niggas knew we came from murder. Pulling up in the hearse. West side was the war cry. Busting on frilly, screaming fuck all y'all niggas in Swahili. Pistol packing fresh out of jail. I ain't going back. Release me to the care of my heartless trap. Say my name 3 times like Candyman. Bet I roll on your ass like an avalanche. A soul survivor. Learn to get high and pull drive-bys. Murder my foes, can't control my nine. Hearing thoughts of my enemies bleeding, please. Bust ass motherfuckers tried to flee. Picture me letting this chump survive. Ran up on his ass when I dumped him, died. Cause I'm troublesome. Young, strapped, and I don't give a fuck. I'm hopeless. I live a thug life. Losing my focus, baby. I'm troublesome. Bad boy killer. There is no one realer. What you saw was the rough, rugged, and raw. Outlaw. Murder, my mind state. Shit ain't changed since my last rhyme. The crime rate ain't declined. Niggas busting shots like they lost their mind. Like 25 to life, never crossed their mind. Tell me young nigga never learned a thing. Dead at 13 cause he yearned to bang. Sent a lot of flowers, but how could I cry? Tried to warn a little nigga either stop or die. Mercy is for the weak, when I speak I scream. Afraid to sleep, I'm having crazy dreams. Vivid pictures of my enemies, family times. God forgive me cause it's wrong, but I plan to die. Need to take me in heaven and understand I wasn't cheap. Did the best I could, raised in insanity. But send me to hell, cause I ain't begging for my life. Ain't nothing worse than this cursed ass hopeless life. I'm troublesome. In your wildest dreams, you couldn't picture a nigga like me. I'm troublesome. I don't give a fuck. I'm troublesome. Like my nigga Napoleon said, nigga. Somebody gotta explain why I ain't got shit. I'm troublesome. You know what time it is, the outlaw clique. Young, rugged, and sick. Machiavelli, the Dawn, the boss, all bosses. Mussolini, Idi Amin, Hussein Fatal, Gaddafi, Castro, Napoleon, Bo Nitty. We ain't fucking around. We troublesome. Hey yo. We troublesome. Young Castro, the first to blast, the last one to dash. Going for the hoes in the cash. Fuck you niggas, outlaws. Gaddafi, Trump tight, never slop. The motherfuckers try to copy, but they can't mock you, nigga. You're too strong. Outlaws, keep it going on. You know what's up. Outlaws, outlaws. Che Guevara to the beat, y'all. AKA Jose Johnny J. The Cuban militant. Outlaws, outlaws. This is dedicated to the real niggas. All the real troublesome soldiers on the streets. Never had to die to see the penitentiary. We all motherfucking outlaws. In your hearts. You know what time it is. You see any motherfucker with an outlaw on his neck, give him respect or get chin checked. All our enemies getting wrecked. From the tech to the mini 14, we make you all scream. Death before dishonor, the first to bomb. Ring the alarm. Ha ha. Try to flee, but you cannot defeat what's in your mind. Outlaws, every time we outlaws. Troublesome. Troublesome, nigga. You know, troublesome. All in your mind every time. Troublesome. Nigga, West Side.
West side in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. West side in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. West side in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker.
Can't nobody stop us when we blunted up and swerving. Back in the suburban, screaming outlaw, running on the curb. They never try me, cause right behind me, you kill a team. I get a word, get the head off a nigga like a guillotine. This Tennessee, keep me calm though. Sitting in the back of the club, trading convo. Living like a don in my own mind. Signal Gaddafi, nigga, watch me with the chrome 9. All the time drinking champagne. Walk through the crowd, let the trance hang. Niggas play a but do a damn thing. Picture me doing 80 down the one way, stuck in the trunk. Caught in gunplay, so I gotta keep my eyes open. Getting high, wonder why we gotta die smoking. My alibi, I'm just a beat. Like them other firemen, the mark for death. Into my night like it's the last one left. I'm an outlaw. Am I wrong to wanna get it going on? Last to leave till I see everybody's gone. I'm at the bar, you can catch me. Hands full of liquor, or puffing on the sweet swisher. I'm the last one left to wanna get it going on. Last to leave till I see everybody's gone. I'm at the bar, you can catch me. Hands full of liquor, or puffing on the sweet swisher. Here come the last one.
Even though all the homies is having fun, and everybody got at least 3 bitches, man, I ain't got one. I ain't tripping no. I'm sitting low and deep, about to hit on the street before the bounce to see. Because tonight I ain't tripping off no bitches. I'm sitting back watching my niggas and all this VHs is out to get us. Cause it's times like these, please to stretch out and be eating up their hearts so they cock back and let out. And tonight we ain't come to face death. Came to this party like we came into the world.
And be the lonely zone inside my own dome. Fresh out of jail, it was hell, but I'm finally home. Looking for niggas that was woofing that shit when I was locked back. Hands on the pump, make them jump when they got back. Fuck them all, they bitches inside a world of weak. Bitch niggas be afraid to speak. We the last ones left. Am I wrong to wanna get it going on? Last to leave till I see everybody's gone. At the bar, you can catch me. Hands full of liquor, or puffing on the sweet swisher. Like I'm the last one left to wanna get it going on. Last to leave till I see everybody's gone. At the bar, you can catch me. Hands full of liquor, or puffing on the sweet swisher. Last one left to wanna get it going on. Last to leave till I see everybody's gone. At the bar, you can catch me. Hands full of liquor, or puffing on the sweet swisher.
You see, we play for keeps and we get no sleep. Roll about 6 deep and all we do is pack heat. Excuse me, shorty, can you help me neck this 40? Just cause I come from Jersey don't mean my nature's naughty. Party ain't jumping, soon we all get into something. I'm the last nigga frontin', but the first nigga dumping. Thug passion all up in me, feel like I drop some Hennies. Outlaw until they send me to my nigga cemetery. Rest in peace to all them niggas living like a beast. Last nigga left on these rough ass streets. Outlaw.
West side in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. Yeah, west side in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. Outlaw in this motherfucker right here. Outlaws in this motherfucker. Death row in this motherfucker right here. Death row in this motherfucker. West side in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. West side in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. Thug life in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. Outlaw in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. Dog pound in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. LBC in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. DJ Quick in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. OSTB in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. MOB in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. West side in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker. Outlaws in this motherfucker right here. West side in this motherfucker.
Next, but first, let's bring it to these niggas with some love. Let's show niggas we understand what they going through. We know that it's hell for a hustler out here with 3 strikes, jails, penitentiaries, and police and task force, and snitches, and bitches and niggas and player haters. Sit the fuck down. We gotta build on this shit to hit your ass. Let's spread love, nigga. Death Row done made a few fucking changes. That's how we do this shit. It's hell for a hustler in 96. Throw your motherfucking guns in the air if you truly living this criminal lifestyle. Not you bitch man niggas. Let's do this shit like this. Get on your knees, nigga. Get on your knees and pray.
Help me change my ways. Show a little mercy on Judgment Day. I was raised this way.
Never let them play me for a buster. Make it hell for a hustler.
Help me change my ways. Show a little mercy on Judgment Day. I was raised this way.
I never let them play me for a buster. Make it hell for a hustler. Increase the
As the world turns. As the world turns, my niggas grow and grow and grow and get dough and roll and ride. Niggas die and mamas cry. Niggas got alibis and suicides and homicides and 3 strikes in your life and my life and times change and niggas say, as the world turns. Though I walk through the valley of hell, the shadow follows me. Wisdom hard to swallow tomorrow. Expect apologies, you probably panic. Stranded in search of a better planet. Realism hard to understand. We stand slanted and still stranded. Merciless seeds stole the best of me. I pray to black Jesus to please take the rest of me and steal the best of us build and reach monetary gain. Some of us kill, but still most of us can change. Search deeper. God bless the hustler, curse the first sleeper. Enemy is beside me. Flows go deepest beside me. When we ride, clocks keep all my enemies blinded. Time will soon show. My phone can last for years. Outshine in your fake smiles, plastic tears like last year. Niggas stuck in the past, and it's clear. Just some buster ass bastards allergic to cash this year. Machiavelli for the mob, MOB killing busters is my motherfucking job. Him or me, lyrically fatally driven niggas reported missing. My competition dead or in prison. As the world turns, it turns, it turns, it turns. My niggas grow and grow and grow. Getting dough and dough and dough. From this state to that state, from this sale to that sale.
Ain't no running me, I see my fucking soul right in front of me. Yo, pot cover me. I'm in this thing for the luxury. What's up with me? I'm fucking chillin'. Dreams a million, trying to keep my dream building maintained with no feelings for these weak motherfuckers. My heat street suckers, new street geek plucker. I'm on rap without a rubber, listen to my content. Outlaws blast the constant, getting half a profit. I clutch the razor, slap and chop it. Hey now, got a lot of cheese on the way now. I'm seeing pay now. My niggas blowing up, anything now. Precision in my favor. Unanimous decision. Fuck a religion, dead on collision with the walls of prison. A street mercenary, lieutenant pennant. Run you down like Emmett, only 5 minutes in it. Got my town extended. Saddam Hussein, the big son, Don Juan. I'm the first to bomb. Dear mama, a disrespected waste of your vagina. Household to cop when the cops was behind you. Some niggas got crippled, money still getting tripled. Suckers to stick you, I keep my hands on the pistol. It's drastic. Niggas to set you up for the cabbage. Fake teardrops, real close casket, they got it massive. Unprofessionally, I crawl with aggression. Lords me and my gas climax like it's sexual. This pain and agony, I feel alligator grabbing me. My heart hurt like I got voodoo pins stabbing me. Shit.
Rest in peace, soldier. Rest in peace, soldier. As the world turns, and my niggas roll by. Niggas get swole
as the world turns,
and it don't stop and it don't quit. That real shit.
As the world turns,
niggas die for this. How many of you niggas tried to this?
As the world turns, check it.
Murdering methods. Outlaw.
Only haters call feelings when my homie call millions. And acquired the desired status of boss, living we false, driven, corner into a life that's hellish. Paying out through the blood, shit ain't shit y'all can tell us. Fellas, mount up, it's time for battle, it's on now. Two words colliding, armies fighting soldiers, born wild. Sometimes I think my glory takes me back on my youth. You all true to found, but got lost in these ounces now. As the world turns, corner germs, some sentence to burn. The cost of my sins too much, nothing left.
October 9th, 1977. First day out my baby carriage, married my Mac 11 and hit the block play. 25 years up in this bitch, Papa running from the feds, putting peanut butter on the walls, hottest prince. Me on my own, not yet grown, but only man of the home. To protect my zone in these streets, I roam low on D-Lo, down straight shots of Christian brothers, $100 stop box from CeeLo, fuck Abe, I need a kilo, got a spot. Move my block downstate, got the drop on the spot, moving pounds away. Fuck my face, like a loot burn, a hustler germ. For the dirty money earned, as the stroke of world turns.
Hey yo, 20 y'all niggas get money out there. Get real money, real cheese, nigga. Fuck that little $5 and $10 shit, that little $100 shit. Talking about brand new creep. Black Jesus, I know he sees us, only he can feed us. I believe you, you believe us. Only leaders, no followers. All these niggas try to get us some bites, but they swallow us whole. I take your soul, nigga, lost control. It's your bad and bold. My fofo go, fofo, and they drop on a nigga bitch or even a cop. Anybody that tries to stop me, take me off this planet, I can't stand you trick ass niggas if you trying to ban this here. Have no fear, the outlaws have come, niggas disappear when we run, when we come, when we ride. Suicides and homicides is what we supply. Niggas die, don't cry now. You die now. What you found, niggas with a pound, 357, all the way to heaven. My Mac 11 keeps these niggas breathing. Who do you believe in? Only he can see us, Black Jesus. Yes. Yes, as the world turns, as the world turns. The outlaws, the ghetto stars, Machiavelli the dawn. Yes, death
Death Row gave birth to a new scene. Machiavelli Records. Feel me now? Yeah, no doubt. Lil Napoleon with his biatch. A big ass 4-5 bigger than him. Niggas don't want it. What side? Nigga, you got Jersey. Got the Bay to LA. Best side. West side. I know when you close your eyes and wake up in the morning, I'll be there to bless you. Never. You ain't never had a friend like me. Believe that. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me. See, at night I watch the sky. I take another breath. I smoke my Newport to the butt like it's the last motherfucker left. Just me and you evading enemies. Let you get my last shot of Hennessy. Ain't never had a friend like me. Remember memories so vividly. Was once a little dust kicker, now becomes a G. Who cannot call when they all fail? Collect calls to my dogs from the county jail. Sending me mail, heard the blocks in the same shape. Ain't nothing changed, niggas slanging at the same place. The same faces, supposed to always hate our foes. This lifestyle is forever, watch the game unfold. Shedding crocodile tears, just got life plus. And you wonder if these white judges like us. Just stay strong, we'll appeal, nigga, you'll be free. Down with you to the very end, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. I'm down for you, so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows where we'll be. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. I'm down for you, so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows where we'll be. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. How can I be blamed? Forgive me, Lord, I'm insane. In search of fame, won't hurt to change. Following the footsteps of past dealers. Equipped with ski masks, no witnesses, we blast squillers. Maybe now they feel us in this act of war. More casualties, no survivors. Any man that defies quickly dies. Cause we riders in my quest for chips. We wear vests equipped with automatic fire. We reply when my enemies trip. Me and you against the nation. Whispering while we conversating. Cause niggas died over information. How much more can we take? Expect us all to break, the world ain't ready for us yet, so let's make Clinton pay. They never wanted us to make it. Everything that we possess, we had to fight and take it. I think the president is smoking weed, bumping this beat, making a living out my misery. So they got a friend like me, I'm down for you, so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows where we'll be. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. I'm down for you, so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows where we'll be. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Promise to visit, I know it's rough in your cell, receiving mail to the county jail. This is hell, when I was younger I could picture living in luxury, so how the fuck did I end up in prison? Fucking snitches that got me crossed by my own side. I found him by himself, no drama, he alone died. Nobody cried, should've never testified. You got my nigga 25, so now I sacrifice your life. Help to separate me and my dog. Broken ties, why the fuck should I let you live? When I'm dead inside, rapid fire my delivery. I'm busting at they whole crew, nigga, remember me. Hit up my outlaw set, then throw my pistol in the ocean. Ditch my ski mask, then get the straight coasting. It's visiting day at San Quentin, always there to see your closest road dog. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me. I'm down for you, so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows where we'll be. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. I'm down for you, so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows where we'll be. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. I'm down for you, so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows where we'll be. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Come after us, let's be complete. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows where we'll be. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Come after us, let's be complete. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows where we'll be. My enemies, your enemies, cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Right. You ain't never had a friend like me. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me. You ain't never had a friend like me. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me.
so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows what we'll be. My enemies, your enemies. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows what we'll be. My enemies, your enemies. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Ride for you, so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies. Had a friend like me. Nobody knows what we'll be. My enemies, your enemies. I'm down for you, so ride with me. My enemies, your enemies. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me. Nobody knows what we'll be. My enemies, your enemies. Cause you ain't never had a friend like me.
An assault on the king's soldiers is the same as an assault on the king himself.
Dom Machiavelli, a.k.a. Pop. Fucking with that wicked ass nigga nuts right out the bat. Old Town to be precise. For all my niggas in the hood. You know the niggas life out there. They life is a ghetto star. You know how we do it. From the Bay to LA, nigga. Just holler my name and witness game official. Niggas is so shame they stand stiff like scared bitches. While I remain inside a paradox called my block. Though gunshots is promised to me, when will I stop? I hit the weed and hope to God I could fly high. Witness my enemies die when I ride by. They shouldn't have tried me. I send their bodies to their parents up north. With their faces, they wrists, and they nuts cut off. Fuck them all, what I scream as I dream in tongues. Fuck a trick, get me rich and the bitches will come. Bust my gun, make them all scatter. Bullets to my nuts only made my balls fatter. Eat a dick, biatch mercy, never that. You say you coming back, bring it on, forever strap. Introduce you to the pleasure and the pain. You could go so far, just sell me your soul. Living the life of a ghetto star. Living the life of a ghetto star. Living the life of a ghetto star. Living the life of a ghetto star.
Got the one that some nerds wanna rumble with me. I'm straight gangster, nothing but the jungle in me. Let's get it cranking. Hot rocks humming the streets, I leave you stankin'. Reverse the humble in me. They just keep slipping. I impaired they vision, scared to living. I spared no squinching, 5-0 hitting. But fuck 'em, I ain't tripping. I'ma act like I'm pulling it open. Keep digging, keeping out detention. Sipping on them 40s, high speed as an outlaw, smashing a stoley. Ask the killers and the homies. Yeah, they know me. Only gripping them 16s and cow 40s. Homie, I'm known to keep the metal with me. Run up on me, I bring out the ghetto in me. Start flaming till everybody settle the beat. I make you famous in the middle of these ghetto streets like it's a ghetto star.
Living the life of a ghetto star. Living the life of a ghetto star. Living the life of a ghetto star. Living the life of a ghetto star.
The life of a drug nigga, a drug dealer nigga trapped in chains. Off the back for the shackle the game. One time try to lay low, I rattled they brain. Set it off like Quavo, attack with the game. I leave you flatline, barely breathing. Nigga check my stats, multiple rounds. Found up in that nigga back. Savage attack, take a nigga off the map. Dress me black and leave him where he at. Niggas played on some weak shit, some non-belief shit. Raised my voice, hope I wouldn't beep it. Sneaky like Heathcliff. But now you can hear it, no false appearance appearing on the remix. Suckers try to thief this, but it's cool though. They tried to crack me, jack me about this duo. You know, nuts so raw and original. Machiavelli outlaw official.
Living the life of a ghetto star. Living the life of a ghetto star. Living the life of a ghetto star. Living the life of a ghetto star.
For all my niggas in the hood.
Living the life of a ghetto star. You know how we do it. Back in Valley. Just holler my name and witness game official. Niggas is so shame they stand stiff like scared bitches. While I remain inside a paradox on my block. Though gunshots is promised to me, when will I stop? I hit the weed and hope to God I can fly high. Witness my enemies die when I ride by. They shouldn't have tried me. I send their bodies to their parents up north. With their faces, they wrists, and they nuts cut off. Fuck them all when I scream as I dream in tongues. Fuck a trick, get me rich and the bitches will come. Bust my gun, make them all scatter. Bullets to my nuts only made my balls fatter. Eat a dick, Biatch mercy, never that. You say you coming back, bring it on, forever strapped. Introduce you to the pleasure and the pain, you could go so far. Just sell me your soul when you're the lot.
I live the life of a thug nigga, drug dealer living game tight. Mug niggas, slug niggas for the fame life. Laced with game, practice on taking pain. Quick to slang and let it rain through your brain. Street smart, proficient, intelligent, and keep suckers hitting till snitches start smelling. Moving niggas with telekinesis, keeping Channel 7 at work, filming different features. Leading niggas to an early death with their head blown. And to those who didn't make it to the morgue was just dead and gone. And hope niggas got punished. Kidnapped, jacked in the back with Max to they nap racks waiting to get done. Back tatted, he tossed his ass out. Mob related, one more nigga found shot out with his dick in his mouth. Printed my name in these streets as a motherfucking G. Now the next generation's looking
walking through the cemetery, talking to my homies that was buried. Say my enemies wanna see me dead, I ain't worried. Forgive me, please give me shelter, calm my fears. Lifted my head, but my hands had a palm of tears. I see bodies getting splashed with acid. 2 shots spraying from the plastic, wrapped in plastic. Bury the bastard, time to notify his family. Shit, ain't nothing left to be identified. Evacuate the crime scene fast. Why? Heard the feds had a warrant for my ass. Fly, I won't touch down till I see Tijuana. Set up shop, selling them crooked cops marijuana. Label me a success. I made the switch, retired from the life that never gave me shit. For cash that I couldn't spend, countless cars. An addict for a wife. My life as a ghetto
got the word that some nerds wanna plot on this. Hit the curve, let it swerve, had to stop they grip. No remorse, no repentance as I buck one down. Straight to the morgue, cause I plan on shutting shit down. Born soldier, fucked him up with a Mac folder. Torn ligaments, all up in that nigga's shoulder. In a vest, couldn't protect that flesh, cause I got slugs to knock the air out your chest. Death, apparently they wasn't sucker free, cause I had all them wannabe thug niggas in protective custody. I guess they heard that I got them birds. Thought I was a nerd till I bucked one of them to the curb. Luxury living lavish, with dreams of dying rich, with a team and clientele on my motherfucking dick. And getting down on these snitch bitches, protecting riches by giving stitches. Life is a ghetto star, I grow up, I wanna be like them.
My life is a ghetto star.
When I grow up, I wanna be like them. My life is a ghetto star. When I grow up, I wanna be like them.
Live my life is a ghetto star.
When I grow up, I wanna be like them. And live my life is a ghetto star. When I grow up, I wanna be like them.
And live my life is a ghetto star.
When I grow up, I wanna be like them. And live my life is a ghetto star.
Goes out to all you motherfuckers out here that steal. Have to kill to make that money. All you niggas on the block, selling rocks, hand to hand,
smoking weed.
I see. Live your life as a ghetto star.
Getting at these trap ass hoes,
claiming you getting rich.
Stank bitches,
motherfucking flags.
And these fake ass
Live my
niggas.
life as a ghetto star.
This is still sunny side.
Niggas with 2 strikes that don't wanna see the third. My life is a ghetto star. Mr. Don Machiavelli.
For all my low life thug niggas.
For all my niggas in the hood. Living the life of a ghetto star. You know how we do it. Thank you, Belly. Just holler my name and witness game official. Niggas are so shame they stand stiff like scared bitches. While I remain inside a paradox called my block. Though gunshots is promised to me, when will I stop? I hit the weed and hope to God I can fly high. Witness my enemies die when I ride by. They shouldn't have tried me, cause send their bodies to their parents up north. With their faces, their wrists, and their nuts cut off. Fuck them all when I scream as I dream in tongues. Fuck a trick, get me rich and the bitches will come. Bust my gun, make them all scatter. Bullets to my nuts only made my balls fatter. Eat a dick, Biatch mercy, never that. You say you coming back, bring it on, forever strapped. Introduce you to the pleasure and the pain, you could go so far. Just sell me your soul and live a life of a ghetto star.
Living my life straight ballin'. I hear the penitentiary calling. Living my life straight ballin'. I hear Lord Jesus calling. Ghetto star. Ghetto star.
I invented my own lifestyle from crumbs and dope. Fuck shattered dreams, it's better things that come When we blast the marks, you ain't fit to live, but they here. You best to keep the heat and hold your post, you wanna stay here. Your show ain't worth asking why I stay so high.
Cemetery, talking to my homies that was buried. Say my enemies wanna see me dead, I ain't worried. Forgive me, please give me shelter from my fears. Lifted my head from my hands at a palm of tears. I see bodies getting splashed with acid. 2 shots spraying from the plastic Glock wrapped in plastic. Bury the bastard, time to notify his family. Shit, ain't nothing left to be identified. Evacuate the crime scene fast. Why? Heard the feds had a warrant for my ass. Fly, I won't touch down till I see Tijuana. Set up shop, selling them crooked cops marijuana. Label me a success. I made the switch, retired from the life that never gave me shit. For cash that I couldn't spend, countless cars. An addict for a wife, my life as a ghetto star.
I never could picture me dead, could only see my life as lavish. It's obvious I could get it, so I gotta have it. Now you can live your life forever scarred, and I'm abroad till I'm gone, living life as a ghetto star. Billy Coops, many mansions like Snoop, a watch full of rocks, $1 million speedboat yachts. All the time I got, they spit bit on some hood shit. Pray when I see the break of day on some good shit. Hit the liquor store to get some blunts for the dope. Man, if I ain't high, I can't cope. God help us. Jehovah hear us holler his name. He know we stuck in all this sin, chasing dollars and fame. When will it end? The pain and the pressures of life come at once, and the only remedy is some drinks mixed with blunts. And Lord knows what goes on behind closed doors. 25 to life, you hold those some cold bones. Catch you at your mama house slipping. Gangbangers from the gang, we ride when it's time for dipping. Kill the cops. Fuck they law, they ain't arresting me. Life is jail without bars. And the ghetto stars my destiny.
Living my life straight ballin'. I hit up in the kitchen, we callin'. Living my life straight ballin'. I hear Lord Jesus calling. Get up, son. Get up, son. Living my life straight ballin'. I hit up in the kitchen, we callin'. Living my life straight ballin'. I hear Lord Jesus calling. Get up, son. Get up, son.
Running from the plans. Shit, they wanna famous. Live my life as a ghetto star. Niggas with 2 strikes that don't wanna see third. I feel you. Niggas playing dirty motherfucking bullshit. Niggas walking around my motherfucking life. I'm talking fake ass motherfucker. Fuck you talking about he got shot and left the house. Niggas saying fucking wait, what month, motherfucker? What motherfucking month? How the fuck talking about gatting this shit? Where the fuck do these niggas live when all this shit be going down? You wanna know how I did this shit? You wanna know how real my shit is? Nigga, go read the motherfucking newspaper, you trick ass nigga. How many broke down rappers got some shit to say? I sit and strategize in due time, them bitches back. Plus all day I puff weeds and my eyes see red. Undercover tactics, leave my enemies dead. Check this, I know you niggas got no love for me, but how the fuck your whole clique turn the thugs on me? Like misdemeanors is a small thing. You niggas ain't ready for war, let my balls hang. Bust it, I took a bunch of whole crew like heart. I ain't concerned, I bust on bad boy mob deep and murder the firm. When you scream fake dubs, who the fuck you mean? Get more cream than all of y'all, nigga, fuck your shit. Now Dre woman switch sides, tricks hiding war. Last year I shed tears, but I don't cry no more. Plus JC tried to play me, won't last long. Go ask King Son how it feel to have your ass gone. Listen, you rock, don't get your shit now, you can't win. Tell them all to let the games begin. We having war games, nigga, y'all niggas can't feed this shit. Got shot 5 times, got out of jail on bail and sold 5 million. So more records than all you trick motherfuckers put together. More than the firm, more than Bad Boy, Murder Mob Deep, more than all you bitch made.
Now won't you just signal me before you try to take another one of my folks? Took their breath so they choke, and I know I did a lot of dirt, but Grand said it wouldn't hurt. My death is coming cause I feel it, smell it when I work. Did you see me coming up? I try to take it easy, playing at the wrong place at the wrong time. I leave you with a broken mind. Your whole block is fucked, whole family is crying when the guns go bust. I went from Jersey to Cali, nigga, and seen it all. Witness niggas get their head busted, it didn't fall.
I be that young nigga, Edie, I mean, rappers is fixing to come up short if y'all don't come clean. Check it, I'm at home, watching shit and sitting, and I see some niggas on the TV line, what a pity. Ain't nothing but a copy of a copy. reincarnation of an imitation. Sloppy, don't even know you got these white folks laughing at you. How the hell you gonna base your lifestyle after a movie character? I'm dumping back at you, fully loaded, and you can quote it. Thug niggas cash, get his body rolling.
I'm hellbound, one nation. My destination is jailbound. Penetration, to get your niggas shot down, it's my time. Put your B9s and Glocks down, outlaws drop down. Shutting your whole spot down, we rock down daily. Sipping on the bellies with Thug Passion, Matthew and Mr. Machiavelli. So tell me, which one of y'all niggas want the world to be civilized? Illest killer cops and not be conquering the enterprise. Criminalized thoughts when I be thinking, draw past the whole ass when you see a nigga reaching for what? The heater, back streets I know. Critically in Italy, it's like Bellissimo. But done in Mexico, Policio try to trap me. Transform my jersey army to some killer cotton khaki.
They wanna strike me, trap me, angle to angle, blast me, so you niggas can't match me when we come to the shit. I flip your car back like a flip, like a
these niggas while I do. After the fire comes the rain, after the pleasure there's pain. Even though we broke for the moment, we'll be balling the game. Trying to make my military be prepared for the bus. Similar to niggas the scary, get you near me, we rushing. Visions of overpacked prisons, visions of niggas thug living. Precious, 3 strikes, I hope they don't test us. A polar heater, ammunition and grits. But without a sound as we slide down, pistols in place, they got me feeling for currency. The money be calling, it's like I'm dreaming. Seeing scenes of me balling, participated in felonious behavior. Got the cop 4-5, snatching niggas' pace. Label the marks, soon as we start, it was hard to quit. We started out drinking 40s, moving hard as shit. God damn, now I'm a grown man. Follow no one, a nigga got my own plan. Watch me.
Yo, nigga, come here, nigga. Come on, yeah. Yo, the nigga down the block. Yo.
That nigga move out in the hot car. That nigga move got his stomach.
Hey, come here. Hey, yo, move got his stomach. Hey, leave me on no. Hey, move, come here.
Yo, watch out. That nigga roll his stomach. Jersey style, nigga. That nigga move crazy. That nigga move rolling his stomach. Nigga do donuts in the middle of the street. Hey, nigga, hey, yo, nigga, can't take it a gallon of fucking Mega Man, that nigga ain't no show. Hey, K, hey, watch out the police, nigga. Police, watch out, nigga, you want to weed my fucking police, stupid nigga. Hey, yo, you got weed? Yo, who got the strap? I lost the herb. Where the strap at, nigga? I got the strap. Hey, yo, who that? Hey, yo, who that? Watch out. Yo, let that nigga come through the block, nigga.
Shit, you motherfucking right. I'm the bitch that's keeping it live and keeping it hot when you punk ass niggas don't. Nigga West Side, what? Bring it on.
Look for me, lost in the whirlwind. 96 Bonnie and Clyde, me and my girlfriend. Doing 85 when we ride, trapping this world of sin. Born as a ghetto child, raised in this whirlwind. Come on, our childhood years, recalling tears, heart laced with venom. Smoking sherm, drinking malt liquor, Father forgive us. Me and my girlfriend, hustling, fell in love with the struggle. Hands on the steering wheel, clutch, watch me bail out, bustle. Fuck them all, watching fall screaming. Automatic gunfire, exercising all demons. My mafioso on the side, my congregation high, ready to die. We bail out to take the jail back. Niggas unite, our first date. Couldn't wait to see you naked, touch you in every secret place. I can hardly wait to bust freely. Got you wearing hot, you so happy to see me. Make the front page, prime time, live on TV. Nigga, my girlfriend, maybe 45, but she still live. One shot, making niggas heartbeat stop.
What? I'm busting on you punk ass niggas. Run, nigga, run. I'm on your ass, nigga. Run, nigga. Duck in the eye. Nigga, I'm busting on all you bitches. Run, nigga, yeah. West side, die, nigga, die.
My girlfriend, blocking in the darkest night. When niggas at bitch made, she got the heart to fight. Nigga, my girlfriend, though we separated at times, I knew deep inside, baby girl would always be mine. Picked you up when you was 9. Started out my life of crime with you. Bought you some sales when you turned 22. It's true, nothing compares to the satisfaction that I feel when we out mashing. Me and my girlfriend. All I need in this life for sin is me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the bloody end. Just me and my girlfriend. All I need in this life for sin is me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the bloody end. Just me and my girlfriend. I was too immature to understand your ways and experience back in the days caused so many arguments and strays. Now I realize how to treat you. The secret to keep it, being faithful. Now cheating, sleep. survive of mankind. I trust you dearly, I shoot blind. In time I clock figures, dropping niggas as we rise. We all soldiers in God's eyes. Now it's time for war, never leave me, baby. I'm paranoid, sleeping with you loaded by my bedside. Crazy, jealous when you hang with the fellas. I wait patiently alone, anticipating for the moment you come home. I'm waiting by the phone, this is true love, I can feel it. Had a lot of women in my bed, but you the realest. If you ever need me, call, I'll be there through it all. You're the reason I can stand tall. Me and my girlfriend, all I need in this life is it. Just me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the bloody end. Just me and my girlfriend. All I need in this life is it. Just me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the bloody end. Just me and my girlfriend. I love finger fucking you. All of a sudden I'm hearing thunder when you bustin' up. Niggas be ducking or taking numbers. Love to watch you at a block party begging for drama while I'm leasing on the old timers. That's on my mama, I would trade my life for yours. Behind closed doors, the only girl that I adore. Everything I'm asking for, talking to me, begging me to just take you around. 17 like Randy, you just wanna be down. Talking loud when I tell you be quiet. You move the crowd, busting rounds, activating the ride. That's why I love you so. No control down the road, unleashed. After a hit, you break apart, then back to one piece. Much love to my one and only girlfriend. The world is ours, just hold me down, baby, witness the power. Never leave a nigga alone. I love you black or chrome. Turn this house into a happy home. Me and my girlfriend. All I need in this life is it. It's me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the bloody end. Just me and my girlfriend. All I need in this life is it. It's me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the bloody end. Just me and my girlfriend. All I need in this life is it. Me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the bloody end. Me and my girlfriend. Lost in the whirlwind, 96 Bonnie and Clyde. Me and my girlfriend doing 85 when we ride, dropping this whirlwind. Born as a ghetto child, raised in the whirlwind. Look for me, lost in the whirlwind, 96 Bonnie and Clyde. Me and my girlfriend doing 85 when we ride, dropping this roller sit. Born as a ghetto child, raised in this whirlwind. Look for me, lost in the whirlwind, 96 Bonnie and Clyde. Me and my girlfriend doing 85 when we ride, dropping this roller sit. Born as a ghetto child, raised in this whirlwind. Look for me, lost in the whirlwind, 96 Bonnie and Clyde. Me and my girlfriend. Lost in the whirlwind, 96 Bonnie and Clyde. Me and my girlfriend. Meet my girlfriend.
Toss it up, thug style, boy. Toss it up, thug style. Thug for my outlaws. Thug style.
Yeah. Lord have mercy, Father, help us all. Since you supplied your phone number, I can't help but call. Time for action, conversating, we relaxing, kicking back. Got you curious for thug passion. Now picture that, tongue kissing, hand full of hair. Look in my eyes, time to make the bed rock. Baby, look how it rise. Me and you moving in the nude, do it in the living room, sweating up the sheets. It's the thug in me. I mean, no disrespecting when I tongue kiss your neck. I go a long way to get you wet. What you expect? Late night, hit the highway, drop the top. I pull over, getting busy in the parking lot. And don't you love it how I lick your hips and glide? Kiss yourself on your stomach, push my love inside. Got you lost in the love song, stuck in the lust. I got the bedroom shaking, back breaking when we're tossing it up.
In this baby, I like the way it's going down. When nobody's around, slip, slide, ride, giving me that nice slide. And I like what I wanna do all night. You and me alone, everybody's gonna toss it up, baby. Let's get it on. The way you please me, baby. The sexy way you tease me. That's right. The way you move your body really drives me crazy. Your body hypnotizing. You smell so exciting.
I get around, Cali love to my true thugs, picture me now, still down for that death row sound, searching for paydays, no longer Dre Day, or even Dirt J, grown and forgotten, rock for plotting, child's play, check your sexuality, as fruity as this Alizé, quick to jump shit, pump trick, what a dumb move, cross death row, now who you gon' run to? Loving them suckers cause you similar, pretending to be hard, oh my god, check your temperature, screaming Compton but you can't return, you ain't heard brothers piss cause you switched and escaped to the birds, my bone to this new era, cause we untouchable, still can't believe that you got Pac rushing you, up in you, that's the real, all the rest get killed, who can you trust, only time reveals, toss it up. Toss it up. Play on, play on. Yeah, toss it up now. Yeah, toss it up now.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
I enforce my strength, my mind strength. That's what's more important to me now. The niggas see that this is not no accident. I plotted every single step from this to this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything was plotted.
It's still that the next shit is called Illuminati, because that's really what the Illuminati's on.
That's why I put the K to it. Because I wanted, the niggas is telling me about this Illuminati shit while I'm in jail, right? Like, the dollars,
Right.
That's another way to keep your self-esteem low. That's another way to keep you unconfident.
Right.
And I'm putting the K because I'm killing that Illuminati shit. Trust me, if these motherfuckers wanted to kill you, why the fuck they gonna tell Farrakhan? Why they gonna tell the Nation of Islam? Why they gonna tell this nigga in jail about the plan? How did he know?
Right.
How did it leak to him? Who told him? Who told him? The Pope? Who? Because they like the Pope and the money. Oh, come on, man. You so thinking about the money, you not getting the motherfucking money. Get the money, nigga. I don't give a fuck who face on there. You know what I thought when I was in jail? What fucked me up, what turned me like this, is I was like, no politicians is even getting at us. Even though I represent 5 million fucking shares. And no politicians even checking for it. They're not even sending us nothing to try to make us. They're not even thinking of it. And in business, you know, if you want to fuck with somebody, you know, you try to, they're not even looking at us like that. That means we ain't a threat.
Right.
But by the next election, I promise, by the next election, I promise, I'm going to be sitting across from all the candidates. I bet you. You know how I be making it? I promise you. I'm not even going to be, I'm going to be so far from where I am now in 4 years. God willing, I'm alive. It's on. I guarantee you, we will have our own political party. And it won't be just for black people. It's going to be for Mexicans. It's going to be for Mexicans. It's going to be for black people. It's going to be for Armenians. I don't give a fuck. All you lost tribe motherfuckers right now, we need to have our own political party because we all have the same motherfucking problem. We built this nation and we get none of the benefits.
Tupac Shakur, breaking the oath. I guess a lot of folks are wondering, what exactly am I talking about? Tupac breaking the oath. Yeah, he did. Some folks seem to believe that Suge Knight was upset that Tupac wanted to do other things and had him executed. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. And for those of you who think Tupac is alive, think not. Tupac is very much deceased, folks. But he was like Elvis when he was alive. There's people love him so much, they just refuse to let him go. Here's a clip on how Tupac got signed with Interscope.
Atron had been shopping my demo tape as a solo artist. Then all of a sudden, Interscope got in touch with us, and I was told that Ted Fields, this millionaire, multi-millionaire, his daughter had heard my demo, and she liked it. So he was like, that's how I picked you. And I was like, wow, tell your daughter thanks.
Tupac was on the roll. Me Against the World. I mean, Dear Mama. His album did exceptionally well. He was behind the bars. You see, when Pac brought Me Against the World out, it beat out Bruce Springsteen. But Pac just couldn't stay out of trouble. If it wasn't his girlfriend suing him, it was his friend. It was the rent-a-car place. Everybody wanted a piece of Pac. Five times, if that wasn't insult to injury. Even though Pac was shot 5 times, and that was definitely an orchestrated hit, and we'll get to that later, Pac seemed to still go to the left instead of go to the right. You see, Pac lived most of his life in the studios, but Pac was the type of guy that everybody loved to hate. So no matter where he went, he still finds himself in lots of trouble.
Where I was sent was a maximum security penitentiary.
When Pac did his small bid in the penitentiary, Jimmy Iovine and all the bigwigs out of Interscope just about had enough of Pac. Pac was uncontrollable because he hated being controlled. But Pac knew the oath of the Baphomet very, very well. We'll get into that a little bit later. Well, no one came to his rescue, so Pac put a contract on a napkin and sought after Suge Knight.
Rapper, actor, and sex abuse convict Tupac Shakur walked out of a New York jail last week, bailed out to the tune of $1.4 million by Suge Knight of Death Row Records, which has signed Shakur to a record deal.
Tupac made the worst mistake of his life to team up with Suge Knight. Now don't get it twisted. Tupac already agreed to the oath of the Baphomet when he signed with Jimmy Iovine on Interscope, because that's the only way you're going to get a deal. Seen in this picture, you can see Suge throwing up the Baphomet. That's how Suge get down. That's how Suge get paid. Suge Knight encouraged Tupac to keep this East Coast West Coast thing going because it was good for the money. But when the blood started spilling on Tupac's hand, Tupac got a little bit discouraged.
And the East Coast West Coast thing is something that the journalists and people are making up just to get paid off it so it can drag out and everybody can have albums. They're perpetuating it so it can be drama. When it all go down, don't look at me and Biggie and be like, why is there a big East Coast West Coast war when you're shooting this to 300 homes, 300 countries, telling them about an East Coast West Coast war that they would never know exists. So that's where information becomes a problem.
Take a close look at Snoop Dogg, because in days to come, Snoop know that something's going to happen to Tupac.
And the East Coast West Coast thing is something that the journalists and people are making up just to get paid off it so it can drag out and everybody can have albums. They're perpetuating it so it can be drama. When it all go down, don't look at me and Biggie and be like, why is there a big East Coast West Coast war when you're shooting this to 300 homes, 300 countries, telling them about an East Coast West Coast war that they would never know exists. So that's where information becomes a problem.
Snoop knows Tupac's life is in danger days before his death. I want you guys to take a close look at this picture. Dr. Dre is a Mason, Baphomet, Snoop, Suge, but the picture was deliberately taken like a pyramid. Take a close look. This is a pyramid, and this is the back of a dollar. Now let's bring the picture back. You see, these guys are satanic, man. They know exactly what they were doing. That's how they get paid. Now, Suge had love for all those guys, but he had the most love for Tupac. So he didn't care if Dr. Dre left or Snoop Dogg. His main concern was Tupac. Yes, folks, I'm afraid to tell you, Tupac was a part of the Baphomet, as seen here with the hand gesture. And I know a lot of you are going to argue me down, but let's go back to another guy, Nelly. Nelly is seen giving up his hand gesture for the Illuminati Baphomet. He is holding his sign downward. Tupac is holding his upward. Don't get it twisted. They both are the same. Nelly is holding his downward. Tupac is upward. Moving on. Suge had a look on his face that he knew something was getting ready to go down. There was no doubt that Suge Knight orchestrated the hit on Pac. Now I want to go back to the first hit that took place in New York with Biggie and Puff Daddy.
The Tupac article had me pissed off, you know what I'm saying? Because first of all, he dissed my man, said my man turned his back on him, and I know for a fact that didn't happen, you know what I'm saying? And like the rumors that's spreading is on some tip like we set him up, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy.
Puff Biggie knew exactly who shot Pac. I want you to take a close look at Puff Daddy's reaction. He's guilty as hell.
The Tupac article had me pissed off, you know what I'm saying? Because first of all, he dissed my man, said my man turned his back on him, and I know for a fact that didn't happen, you know what I'm saying? And like the rumors that's spreading is on some tip like we set him up, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy.
I know what good morals are, but you're supposed to disregard good morals when you're living in a crazy, bad world. If you're in hell, how can you live like an angel? You're sitting here surrounded by devils and you're trying to be an angel? That's like suicide.
You notice in the statement Pac said, how can he be an angel surrounded by devils? Pac knew everyone that he was encountering with was a part of the Baphomet. Pac was also obsessed with death. That's why he had a bracelet made with the angel of death wrapped around his neck. And everyone knows what the angel of death represents. Tupac dissed Dr. Dre, calling him out, saying that Dre can't make up his mind on men or women. When Dre should be producing, he's upstairs sucking dick, eating pussy. This interview was made in 1996. Also that same year, dissing Quincy Jones, saying that he was invited to Q's house. Tupac seen Q's daughter and wanted to holler at her. However, Q asked Tupac if he could have a moment with him and asked Tupac if he would fuck him in the ass. Tupac replied, "I don't get down like that." When Tupac put this on tape, he broke the oath. His life would be in danger until his death.
I would love you even if you had no ears to listen, had no vision. Because if love is blind, why do I keep having to change my prescription? Love you even if you didn't have no legs, cause you couldn't walk all over my heart. Where do I start? From the beginning. I love you despite your bad breath. I'll just blow kisses and walk with my hand over my mouth before I have to leave you. Believe me, I love your dirty draws. I get nervous when I see you, you see me. My heart beats a little differently. My stomach not butterflies, just flies.
Normally, when Tupac talks, he talks with a lot of character. But in this clip, he's trying to convince everyone he didn't sell his soul.
The reason I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my face and find my soul. It's there. It's not sold. I didn't sell. I didn't sell. Sold. I didn't sell. It's there. It's not sold. I didn't sell. I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my face and find my soul. It's there. It's not sold. I didn't sell it.
In 1996, things started to get really ugly for Pac. Pac had got to the point where everything he'd become, he still wasn't happy. You would think doing movies, being in sitcoms, being cameo appearances, it would brought him joy. But the thing that was troubling Pac is how he got it. See, Pac knew the truth, and the public didn't know the truth. He knew he sold out to Baphomet to get a recording deal. That's the only way you get in Hollywood. You have to sell out to the Baphomet. That's just one part. If you want to be in movies and star in movies and change your whole career, you have to go to the director's couch. By this time, Pac was feeling suicidal.
I felt like just a prisoner to my own fame. That's why I wanted to die at that point. I felt like if everybody was so goddamn worried about me, why ain't nobody came to help me?
Tupac, go ahead and rock
Now
this.
I clown around when I hang around with the underground. Girls used to frown, say I'm down when I come around. Gas me, and when they pass me, they used to diss me, harass me. But now they ask me if they can kiss me. Get some fame, people change, wanna live their life high. Same song can't go wrong if I play the nice guy.
Claiming fame must have changed now that we became strong.
I remain still the
Why
same,
too?
cause it's the same song.
I look back with the greatest fondness. Those were like some of the best times of my life.
It was the best time of his life because when Pac was with Digital Underground, he was just a dancer. He didn't have no strings. He didn't have to take no oath. But Pac wanted more, and he didn't know what was behind the green door. So when they approached him, Jimmy Iovine, Tom Whalley, and also Ted Phil, these guys are multi-millionaires. Pac had to take the Baphomet. He didn't know what this was, but he was down with it. They always let you taste the fruit before it goes sour. So everything started happening for Pac. The movies, his record being good, no matter if he was behind bars. Because remember, the elite make you a star. You don't even have to promote. They'll see that your recording sells because they own the industry. Pac would not find this out until he just about had enough of everybody coming to him for some sex, for some money, for some drugs. By this time, Pac has had enough, and he let it be known in 1996.
He is a dope producer, but he ain't worked in years. And I got tired of that. I didn't think we needed that. I think we didn't need that. And he was owning the company too, and he's chilling. He owning the company, he's chilling about sucking dick, eating pussy. I'm out here in the street, you know what I mean? Whooping niggas' ass, starting wars and shit, putting it down, dropping albums, doing my shit. And this nigga's taking 3 years to do one song. I couldn't have it. But it was not my decision. It was Suge's decision. Suge the one that was coming to me, because I was soft on it. Like, you know, well, fuck it, we just keep it in the dark.
See, Suge knew that Pac was kind of green. He told Pac the things he wanted to hear. He acted like a big brother. He told Pac, if you ever get tired, you can go do anything else you want to do. I'll support you. He also let Pac know that don't ever go against the oath. That was a big pet peeve because Suge is a Mason. And also, Suge is a part of the Baphomet. That's how he get paid. So Suge do a candid interview to make it like he's all for the artists, and he's really not. He's for the elite.
I mean,
I don't consider my people artists. I consider them family. It's just a big difference. If they decided to turn in rapping or singing, they still be my homeboys. We still travel together. If they need something, it's mine, it'll still be theirs. It's still the same thing. It's not no situation where I'm dealing with them strictly for business because they're good. Because they don't go like that. You gotta have a more, respect for your people. Plus, we got a Death Row East going on. Crusher, you heard about that.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Well, hello. Damu! Damu! Sit!
I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own.
There was a time when Suge was on top of the world. Nevertheless, Death Row and all the Suge access was frozen and liquidated. You would think he would be broke. But see how he's throwing up the Baphomet? Nah, they take care of their own. Especially after organizing the success hit on Pac. So he might be without Death Row, but he's not broke. Suge enjoyed the idea of the rivalry in East Coast, West Coast. That's why he was so candid to talk about it on film. I'm going to show this little invitation, this congrats that Quincy Jones sent Tupac. Tupac was not hearing this, but at the same time, Pac let it be known how he felt about the Illuminati, which was a mistake. He went against the oath again. He also talked about getting his own power structure. A mistake.
The next shit is called Illuminati because that's really what the Illuminati is on.
That's why I put the K to it. Right. The niggas is telling me about this Illuminati shit while I'm in jail, right? Like, the dollars and all that. Right. That's another way to keep your self-esteem low. That's another way to keep you unconfident. Right. And I'm putting the K because I'm killing that Illuminati shit. Trust me. If these motherfuckers wanted to kill you, why the fuck they gonna tell Farrakhan? Why they gonna tell the Nation of Islam? Why they gonna tell this nigga in jail about the plan? How did he know? Right. How did it leak to him? Who told him? Who told him? The Pope? By the next election, I promise, I'm gonna be sitting across from all the candidates. I bet you. You know how I be making it? I promise you. I'm not even gonna be, I'm gonna be so far from where I am now in 4 years. God willing, I'm alive. It's on. I guarantee you, we will have our own political party.
Staring at the world through my rear view. Scream to God, he can't hear you. Heart beating fast, time to die. Watch the time fly. Staring at the world through my rear view. Scream to God, he can't hear you. Heart beating fast, time to die. Watch the time fly.
Whoa.
Just after the Mike Tyson-Bruce Seldon fight, Shakur, along with record company executive Marion Suge Knight, headed for a nightclub. But while stopping at this intersection, a car with 4 people pulled up and opened fire on Shakur and Knight.
Tupac Shakur was shot several times in the chest.
Calls was made to Paramount to put all of Tupac's works on hold, especially the 2 movies were scheduled for release early '96, Gridlock, Gang Related. See, Pac did a lot of work, but they put it on hold once they heard the tapes. So none of the work was scheduled to be released until Pac officially died. There still was a problem, because Biggie was making mockery out of it. Calls was made to P. Diddy to kill Biggie, but not by himself. They wanted him to orchestrate it the way Suge orchestrated for Tupac, and they would do the rest. Tupac was not killed over disputes about wanting out of Death Row Records. Tupac was killed because he broke the Illuminati oath. Shalom.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me. Najee, thanks for having me. And Jared, thanks for giving me my first interview on WPFW a while back. Guys, I spent about 15 years working on this project. Started this project in December of 1994 when I was writing a political novel using a character based on the Shakurs. Based on a Black Panther, and the Shakurs were the leading Black Panthers. And I saw that Tupac was shot in a recording studio lobby. And the Washington Post had another strange twist. The same cops that arrived at that scene were the first to arrive at his sexual assault scene a year earlier. And so I called up his lawyer, Michael Treef Warren, an excellent human rights lawyer in New York, and that was Tupac's trial lawyer, and he said, and I said, do you think the FBI is targeting him, or the cops and FBI are targeting him like they targeted his Black Panther parents? And he said, yes, and no one's writing about it. So I ended up publishing a local article on it, and an article in a local magazine, and then finally in 1999, a national magazine finally published this article, and when I did that, people close to him asked me to turn it into a book. So I spent off and on that much time researching all the information you're going to see here. That included hundreds of interviews with people close to him, like his business manager, Watani Tayahimba, you'll see in a few minutes. Again, his trial lawyer, Michael Warren, people of that nature. I did a Freedom of Information Act request, and they told me, incidentally, they weren't supposed to, but they told me there was over 4,000 pages in Tupac's FBI file, and paid for those pages, but they only sent me 99 of them for, they said, for national security reasons. Okay, just for the sake of legitimacy, Fred Hampton Jr. contributed an afterword to the book. Pam Africa, head of the Free Mumia campaign, contributed a foreword to the book, which Mumia contributed a few words to, and then also an essay at the end of her foreword. This is just a copy of part of the letter I got from the Department of Justice about the money paid for the 4,000 pages to be copied. This is Watani Tayahimba, Tupac's longtime business manager, who was a former Los Angeles-based Black Panther, and then was a co-founding leader of the New African Peoples Organization, and he was a longtime family friend and mentor of Afeni and Tupac Shakur. This is Fred Hampton Jr., and again, I'm sorry, it looks like I'm having problems with these things. I'm having problems with technology, and these are going out of order, but I'm going to just talk about them anyway, each slide. This is Fred Hampton Jr.'s group, the Prisoners of Conscience Committee. They attacked Tupac partly because he was the son of a black leader. Afeni Shakur was a one-time head of the Harlem Black Panthers. Fred Hampton, you may know, was head of the Chicago Black Panthers. His son became a national socialist leader of the Uhuru group, and of course they attacked him. He ended up in jail for years on a frame-up. When he got out of jail, he started a new group, the Prisoners of Conscience Committee. I'm going to have to try to fast forward a little because things are out of order. But this is a picture of H. Rap Brown. He was a member of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, an honorary Black Panther, and of course the FBI's COINTELPRO, counterintelligence program, set him up against Huey Newton. They set up most of the Black Panther leaders against each other. And this is a book by Huey Newton called War Against the Panthers, which documents a lot of the tactics the FBI used against the Panthers. This is Mumia Abu-Jamal. I have a section of the book on Mumia. Because of the fact that he was a co-founding leader of the Philadelphia Black Panthers, but I also believe some of the same tactics were used against Tupac as were used against Mumia. Sorry. This is Michael Treef Warren, Tupac's trial lawyer, who's a longtime Black Liberation Movement figure also. This is Afeni in their younger days when she had headed the Harlem Black Panthers when Lumumba, her husband, was in jail and she was out on bail. But she was one of the Panther 21, of course, the leading Black Panthers. And, sorry, these got out of order. I'm just going to review them anyway. I'll just say there was, after Tupac died, there were a few relatively good articles that covered some of the police tactics and the police foul play. One of them was by an editor at the New Yorker named Connie Bruck. She pointed out that at the sexual assault trial, you might remember in New York, she pointed out that there was the prosecutors treated Tupac much differently than the person that set up that whole situation, which was a guy named Haitian Jacques Agnant. You may have heard of Tupac's song where he talks about Haitian Jack knew he was working for the feds, he said, meaning the FBI. Michael Warren said that he finally got this Jacques Agnant's rap sheet and a huge list of charges, all dismissed up and down the East Coast. And he said that's a sure sign of a police intelligence agent. And so she's pointing out the unusual aspect of them treating Jacques Agnant differently than Tupac. Okay, and so for doing that, for coming out with some real information on Tupac's life for the first time in a while, I mean, there's a lot of disinformation on Tupac's life, but for coming out with a lot of real information on him, she was interviewed by the FBI, according to Tupac's FBI file. Okay, this is Tupac at the scene where I had first, heard about him being, what I felt was him being targeted. This was right after he was shot 4 times in a New York recording studio lobby. I've got an affidavit in here, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring it up, but it's in my DVD based on the book, that says he was shot 4 times, 2 bullets went through the back of his skull and out the front of his skull, okay? And he didn't die. It was a miracle that he didn't die. But this was obviously an assassination attempt, okay? And I'll tell you a little more about his life to say why assassination. I use the word assassination. But they were trying to kill him. This wasn't a random mugging like all the press said. The police came to the investigation scene, and the security guards, according to a mainstream published book, security guards offered them the security camera, a videotape of this whole incident, and they refused it and closed the case. Okay, so the police, knew what was going on with that. This is Lumumba Shakur, founding member of the Harlem Black Panthers and Afeni's first husband. Now, in my book is subtitled U.S. Intelligence's Murderous Targeting of Tupac, MLK, Malcolm, Panthers, Hendrix, Marley, rappers, and linked ethnic leftists. I'd like to say, we shouldn't separate these incidents. They're all under the umbrella of U.S. intelligence targeting for radical activism, good activism, I should say. Good radical activism to help the general population. So I have a chapter, and this man William Pepper was a friend of Martin Luther King's before he died. He was a journalist then. He became a lawyer after that. He ended up doing about a 20-some-year investigation and came out with many of the tactics that were used by U.S. intelligence to assassinate Martin Luther King. He also represented the Martin Luther King family in a historic trial in 1999, which most of you probably never heard of because it was so buried by mainstream media. If they did cover it, they distorted it in a huge way. The King family won a trial saying that against one of the co-conspirators with the government in the assassination of Martin Luther King. And in all of his research, we come up with a lot of tactics that I found were also used against Tupac Shakur's family and Tupac Shakur himself. Of course, Malcolm X was a huge inspiration for the Black Panthers, for Tupac. Him and Martin Luther King were getting very close before before Malcolm's death. Now the same an undercover U.S. intelligence agent infiltrated Malcolm's group. He rose to head of security, and he was the first person to arrive at Malcolm X's body when he was assassinated. Now, William Pepper showed that the first person to arrive at Martin Luther King's body was also an undercover agent, a military intelligence agent named Merrill McCullough. The one that first came to Malcolm X's body was named Eugene Roberts. He ended up staying undercover to the point that he then became part of Afeni Shakur's New York Black Panthers and framed them, and then in court came out as an agent and testified against the Panther 21, Afeni and her fellow Panther 21. So he revealed himself. Merrill McCullough never revealed himself, but right after Martin Luther King's assassination, where they have a picture of him at his body, the first person at his body to check on life signs to make sure the assassination worked, he got promoted to the CIA after that incident, after the assassination of Martin Luther King. I'm sorry.
My policeman, it was some motoring misdemeanor. He just turned around and said, "Oh good, this must mean you found my television." I tell you what, if I was a policemanist and my chief Freemason came into the office one morning and said, I mean chief constable.
Okay, we know some of this from whistleblowers. We know some of what happens with the CIA and the FBI from whistleblowers, like Victor Marchetti, the highest level whistleblower in the 1970s. And I'll just say, I'm going to go back. Well, I'm going to touch on this in a minute. Victor Marchetti said the huge majority of CIA leaders were from the super rich white Anglo-Saxon Protestant families. They were heavily bigoted, heavily bigoted. Another woman named Frances Stoner Saunders wrote a book called The Cultural Cold War about the founders of the CIA, all from the super rich family, the Rockefellers, you know, the Mellons, the Harrimans, you recognize a lot of the names, you know, J.P. Morgan, etc. They were incredibly bigoted. Of course, they were incredibly racist, but they were also bigoted against all ethnic groups. For example, right after World War II, they saved these Nazis. They saved the Bush administration today. You know, this current Bush administration even admitted that they saved over 100 Nazis. But professors like Peter Dale Scott of University of California, Berkeley, wrote an article with these pictures in it that said they saved thousands of Nazis, spread them all over the world, and had them do U.S. intelligence and British intelligence bidding. A large portion of these Nazis were actually sent throughout Latin America. And this man, Walter Roth, worked for the dictator of Chile, Pinochet, and he had previously invented the gas chamber during Nazi Germany. And it says under there, of course, he worked, the operations, the CIA operations were called Operation Sunshine and had a number of Operation Paperclip for scientists, etc. So this just says that he worked for Alan Dulles, a former CIA director. Okay, here's Bobby Seale and Huey Newton when they started the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. And, just to make sure for people that don't realize, they had a 10-point platform doing incredible things for their community. First, of course, they had the guns to protect themselves from police brutality. They weren't, as some accounts say, to attack police. They were to protect themselves. There was rampant police brutality. They also had free breakfast programs for poor children. They had free health programs. They had free education, political education programs, housing programs, etc. They had a newspaper, of course, to educate the community. This is Sekou Odinga. I'm sorry, the picture's a little blurred. He was a good friend of Lumumba Shakur's and was assigned as, him and Lumumba were also part of Malcolm X's group right before Malcolm X was assassinated. Lumumba Shakur's father was Saluddin Abba Shakur, and he was a close associate of Malcolm X's, before Malcolm X was assassinated. He was made head of the Bronx Black Panthers and is now a political prisoner. There's Kathleen Cleaver and Eldridge Cleaver. Eldridge Cleaver was Minister of Information. He was, a famous author, had a best-selling author, Soul on Ice, and then was made Minister of Information for the National Black Panther Party. Kathleen Cleaver was a spokeswoman for the Black Panther Party nationally and is now a law professor trying to get good words out on the Panthers. This is a CIA document. I've got hundreds of these CIA documents that different good Black Panthers have given me to help with this project. This one just happens to talk about Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte was a major funder of Martin Luther King and other black activists. And so they watched him closely, and they put an undercover agent as they inserted him as his manager. He pretended to be a top civil rights activist, and it was a white guy who just got famous for his hardcore activism. He became his agent, but when Belafonte realized that he was sabotaging his career and his activism, he fired him. Okay. All right. We're having problems with this, so I'm going to exit and see if I can't find a few more files for you. I'm sorry that some of these. All right, I'm going to give you a little more here. Here's a picture of Geronimo Pratt with young Tupac, And there's Afeni Shakur in the upper left-hand corner, and in the lower left-hand corner is Sexual Shakur. And now, Geronimo Pratt was in jail at this time. He was head of the Los Angeles Black Panthers, and was framed by a guy named Richard Held, who I'm going to hopefully get to in a few minutes. But he was Tupac Shakur's godfather. Okay, I'm hopefully going to get you more than this. But I'm gonna talk a little more and hopefully be able to find some of the stuff I'd like to find for you. Sorry guys, technological problems for sure. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna look for them and talk at the same time because the information is more important than the pictures, I think. I'll just say, so let me give you a new version of Tupac's history. Before he died, okay, an East-West Panther War was created by the FBI. The FBI sent fake letters, had undercover agents pitting Panther leaders against each other. The biggest, and it turned out, I mean, the media hyped it as an East Coast versus West Coast Panther War, according to Kathleen Cleaver. They pitted Afeni's New York Black Panthers against the California-based, Huey Newton's California-based Panthers. Okay, they ended up aligning New York's Panthers with Eldridge Cleaver, who they attempted to assassinate with a fuselage of bullets. They just, they tried to kill him. He ended up going to Algeria with Kathleen, started a Panther in Exile group there, and then they pitted him and Newton against each other. Okay, and if it's East-West versus, East versus West Panther War sounds familiar, of course it should. They use the same tactics for the East Coast versus West Coast rap war. I found the same anonymous letters coming to Tupac in jail, strangers telling Tupac, you don't know who shot you? Of course, it was Biggie, your friend, Biggie, that set you up for a shooting. Okay, and how could they do that against Tupac in jail? Tupac is brilliant, I'll tell you how brilliant he was, because they were torturing him in jail, but I'll get into that in a minute too. So we found a lot of the same tactics used against the Panthers. Afeni Shakur represents herself in court. She's credited for getting all the Panther 21 off in court. She gets out of jail. Her and Lumumba end up divorcing, but she ends up moving in with Lumumba's adopted brother, Mutulu Shakur, who was a co-founding leader of the Republic of New Africa, which was a huge national group, a very highly respected national group of activists. And he was also doing acupuncture, and he was head of the Lincoln Detox in the Bronx, where I happened to study acupuncture myself, of course, long after him. But he was highly respected. He was doing great work for addictions in the Bronx, and he was doing such good work, the city decided to close his detox down, his clinic down, and because he was also doing political education. He was doing political education with a number of different activists from the Students for Democratic Society, Puerto Rican independence activists. He had like a rainbow group of activists doing great work in Lincoln Detox. When they closed Lincoln Detox down, some activists decided to expropriate money by robbing banks. Now, Mutulu ended up going to jail for one of these bank robberies. There was he actually wasn't even charged with the actual committing of the robbery. He was charged with conspiring to commit the robbery. There was no physical evidence that he even conspired to commit the robbery, okay? But conspiring is usually how they get activists or they get anyone they want to charge, by saying you were loosely involved, you knew of it in some way, shape, or form. So they ended up, putting loads and loads of people in jail for conspiring to commit the crime. It turns out their top witness was the guy who actually shot a bank truck driver. Their top witness. That witness was found to be an informant. An informant is usually someone who's been paid by the FBI. Someone being paid by the FBI, we really should call an agent, not an informant. So this undercover agent is the one that actually did the murder that Mutulu ended up going to jail for. This guy got 6 years for that murder. It got out in 6 months. Mutulu got 40 years for conspiring to be involved in that situation. Okay, and Sekou Odinga was a co-founding member of the Black Liberation Army with Zaid Shakur, Mutulu's brother. Also, Zaid ended up getting killed with Asad Shakur, but he had founded the Black Liberation Army. But Sekou Odinga ended up going to jail for that incident. Okay, I'm just going to move up a little bit here. Now, Tupac grew up with Mutulu as one of his top mentors. Geronimo Pratt was in jail on a frame-up, but was another of his top mentors. And that's why, of course, Anafani, his mom, was a top mentor, and that's why he had such a revolutionary mindset. He was asked by a priest when he was 13 years old, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, a revolutionary. And I think he never lost that mindset. He just changed his tactics. By the time he was 17, he was incredibly precocious. For one thing, Professor Michael Eric Dyson said that he had read hundreds and hundreds of PhD-level books before he got out of his teen years. He would take Shakespeare plays, rewrite them, and produce them and star in them, in California. And he was also incredibly well respected to the point that he was the youngest ever elected chair of the New African Panthers, which was the young adult group of the New African People's Organization. It was active in 8 cities nationwide. And it was about the same ages as many of the original Black Panthers when they started the Black Panthers across the country. So it was a very serious group that he was running, activist group that he was running. So he was already a black activist leader, national black activist leader, before he broke into rap at the ages of 17 and 18 years old. And he was very serious. He was the top newspaper salesman for the group in California. Panther Power was a newspaper insert that he created. So after he got, to out of, I'm going to expand this, I guess, maybe that will help. Yeah, that makes me lose the side. Is there a way, Najee, is there a way to get this? There we go. 1 second, guys. So after he got out of the Panthers, he broke into rap with Digital Underground. Digital Underground invited him for a tour. And he decided to leave his Panther leadership to do that because he thought maybe he could have a bigger mouthpiece and more influence as a rapper. Digital Underground had already made it big by that point. And then, of course, he broke out with his first solo CD. Now, this was the first assassination attempt, I believe. Within days, several days, of his MTV worldwide release of Trapped, of the song Trapped on his first album, Tupacalypse Now, police stopped him for jaywalking. They then proceeded to pound his head against the curb and choke him unconscious, according to legal documents I have in here. I found 2 articles that noted that when police had someone in custody that way, it resulted in the victim's death, choking them unconscious and pounding their head against the curb repeatedly. So I think that was the first assassination attempt, partly because of the timing, partly because it happened in the San Francisco Bay Area. Now, in the San Francisco Bay Area, there was a man named Richard Held, who was head of the FBI office. Richard Held had framed Tupac's godfather, Geronimo Pratt. He had also played a crucial part in creating the East Coast versus West Coast Panther War. Huey Newton ended up getting into the same jail as Pratt in the late 1980s, Tupac was head of the New African Panthers at that time. He said he was consulting with Pratt and Huey Newton on his Panther leadership. Huey Newton actually was split from Pratt by the East Coast versus West Coast Panther War. In prison, they decided to come together and end the East Coast versus West Coast split, and they started working together. And in August, which is an important date, in August of 1988, Huey Newton held a press conference. He was released from jail, and instead he said, "I'm not leaving jail until they release Geronimo Pratt." And a lot of press covered it. I got the newspapers in that area that covered this. Exactly 1 year later, he was assassinated. Huey Newton was assassinated. I got the articles that cover that assassination, and they say, and the press often reported it as a botched drug deal, but eyewitnesses say that he was shot once to put him on the ground and twice in the head, which is a known U.S. intelligence assassination, way of killing someone. A lot of other evidence show that Richard Held, the FBI agent in charge, orchestrated it and then tried to cover it up. And that 1 year anniversary timing I found was also used. William Pepper said it was used to assassinate Martin Luther King. On the exact year anniversary, he said, of Martin Luther King saying he opposed the Vietnam War in 1967, exactly 1 year later he was assassinated. And he says he does not think that was a coincidence. He thinks that was a purposeful timing tactic to warn other people off from from opposing, other top leaders from opposing the Vietnam War. I then found this in Tupac's life. Exactly 3 years after Huey Newton's assassination, there was the Marin City Festival. Did anyone hear about a little boy being shot at the Marin City Festival? Yeah. What happened was, when you check out the closest witnesses to that event, what you find is that somebody punched Tupac for no reason once he's already a rap star. You know, he's a rap star. It's 1992. People, he's signing autographs. He's an honorary guest at this Marin City Festival, signing autographs. Someone punches him in the face for no reason. Then they shoot at him. Maurice Mopreme Harding, Mutulu Shakur's son, was bodyguarding Tupac at that time. He took out a gun and fired straight in the air to try to protect him, to warn these people off, these strangers that were attacking him for no reason. It didn't stop them. They kept attacking. So they had more guns. They were trying to kill Tupac. And I don't think it's a coincidence that was the exact anniversary of Huey Newton's death. Tupac loved Huey Newton. He wrote poems to him about him and all. So that was assassination attempt number 3, I believe, because the second one was when Tupac came out with Juice at the film premiere party, which was in San Francisco. Someone did a drive-by on his limousine. Okay, Tupac wasn't in a gang, wasn't involved with gangs at that time. They did a drive-by on his limousine, and I found another incident where unmarked police cars with police out of uniform had done a drive-by on an important witness in a police brutality case against a NFL football player. And so these tactics have been used before, okay? These are 3 tactics early on, okay? Then Tupac got bigger and bigger, of course, as a rap and film star, we know. Now, while he was doing that, he still kept his political activist agenda. He had Watani Tayahimba become his business manager, and Watani was one of the leaders of the New African People's Organization. Chokwe Lumumba was his national lawyer. He was head of the New African People's Organization. Tupac had developed a plan called the Thug Life Movement with Mutulu Shakur, who was in prison still. But that plan was to further a movement already started by former Panthers who were getting the Bloods and Crips gangs to call a peace truce and stop fighting each other and to fight racism and to fight capitalism in general, because a number of them were turning socialist and were working as left-wing activists, to the point that one Crip leader spoke to a socialist black group in England called Panther. So, and we also know that Monster Cody Scott had turned into a Marxist. His best-selling book talked about his Marxist conversion, and he changed his name to Sonika Shakur out of tribute to the Shakurs before Tupac died. So Tupac was actually having a lot of success with this in furthering this gang peace truce movement that was spreading throughout the country. He was present at gang peace truce picnics. It spread across the country to the point that even the Latin Kings, New York's largest gang of Latinos, was converted to activism based on this peace truce movement. And so for that, he was a danger. He was a threat to U.S. intelligence, of course, and the super rich. So what happened next was he was in Atlanta, and you might have heard that he shot some cops. If you read the details, if you read the local papers, if you talk to his lawyer, which I did, I talked to his lawyer who talked to many witnesses, both white and black witnesses said that it looked like a gang of white people attacked Tupac's car. Top witnesses said, I talked to Watani Tayahimba, said, gave me details too. Tupac's cousin was in the convoy, gave me details. Basically, a cop took his gun, smashed Tupac's window, and shot at him. Okay, and he was supposedly an off-duty cop. Of course, he wasn't in uniform. It was found that that gun was stolen from an evidence locker. They call that a throwaway gun. Gun you commit a murder and then you throw it away so you can't be traced to it. So that ended up coming out in the paper. So how did a black man get off of shooting 2 white cops several times in Atlanta? So Tupac got off completely. He got off completely because it was a botched assassination attempt, I believe, and they didn't want to reveal that. Okay, so Tupac really just dodged a bullet, ran back, grabbed the security guard's gun, and shot back at him because they started to run with their gun pointed back, still pointing at Tupac. So after that, we have another assassination attempt that occurred, but at first it was a frame-up attempt. Haitian Jacques Agnant had entered Tupac's life when he was filming in New York on the Above the Rim film set. Tupac said all of his money was going to his Black Panther extended family. It was also going to his lawyers because they were using what we call the harassment arrest strategy that they used against the Panthers. They were using, I believe, against Tupac. Constant arrests when public, smoking weed in public, like they said in a hotel lobby, which is an absurd thing. Tupac was way too smart to do that, I believe. For slapping a woman, asking for his autograph, all kinds of ridiculous charges they were bringing up against him. It was constant money to lawyers, constant money to get out of jail. He was also supporting a huge amount of activists in his life, too. So this guy with tons of money, Haitian Jack, is supposed to be a music promoter, enters his life, loads him with clothes and jewelry, and ends up introducing him to a woman in a dance club who gives him a blowjob on the dance floor. Admittedly, two witnesses and all have said they saw him. She admitted in court kissing his penis on the dance floor. They have consensual sex that night, and then several nights later, she charges Tupac and Haitian Jack, Jacques Ignant, with forced sodomy, and a number of other charges were brought, against Tupac. Now, of course, there's loads of horrible brutality against women and rape out there, but this looked like a setup. Haitian Jack set the whole thing up, and Tupac ended up finding all that out. Now, Tupac ended up, if you look at the court documents, which I have in the DVD and the book, you'll see that the only count that Tupac was found guilty of was touching the woman's butt against her will. It was constantly misrepeated as either rape or even sexual assault, which you don't know what exactly that means. It was touching a woman's butt against her will when both parties agreed they had consensual sex, okay? And then it said assisting the touching of her butt against her will. Okay, he was found not guilty of sodomy, not guilty of assisting sodomy, not guilty of attempted sodomy, not guilty of all other charges. For that one charge of touching the woman's butt against her will and assisting Haitian Jack of touching her butt against her will, he got 1.5 to 4.5 years in a maximum security prison. What did Haitian Jack get? 2 misdemeanors, practically traffic tickets, okay?
If you don't go to prison, there's only a few things, you got to be working with the police.
So he ends up in prison, and then they transferred him from Rikers in New York City all the way up to Dannemora, New York, Clinton Correctional Facility. And why'd they do that? Because they wanted to use penal coercion tactics, I believe. I've got a document on the 8 penal coercion tactics they use against activists in prison that Amnesty International put in a report. I found that all of those tactics were used against Tupac in prison. Plus, they tortured him. Every time someone visited him, they stuck their gloved finger up his rectum, saying they were looking for drugs, even though they were the whole interview. I mean, the whole visit from his friends was in view of the guards. And so they scrambled his brain in prison, I believe. And they did this for 2 reasons. One, to set up the East Coast versus West Coast rap war between him and Biggie. And the other was to get him to sign the Death Row Records. He was on Interscope at the time, and Death Row kept asking him to sign. And what Tiny Tim had said he didn't know why. They kept asking them to sign to Death Row Records. And Death Row was even part of Interscope. It didn't really make sense to them. What they found is that Dave Kenner and Suge Knight, Dave Kenner is actually this white lawyer who's the real owner of Death Row Records, but they found that there was dozens and dozens of police officers at all levels of Death Row Records. There was, a police detective, high-level police detective, was put in charge of the Biggie Smalls murder investigation later. He ended up finding that they were at all levels of Death Row Records. And his superior said that you could call these cops covert agents. All right, those were the superior's words. It was published in a mainstream book, actually. So they were setting up, they were furthering the penal coercion when Tupac got out of jail. They kept beating people in front of him, kind of terrorizing Tupac. They kept feeding him weed and alcohol, even though Tupac said he was going to give up weed once he was in jail, because that's the way the recording studio lobby setup worked on him. He says he was too stoned to realize that this was a setup when he went into that recording studio lobby and got shot. So he was going to give up weed, but they kept loading him with weed and alcohol. They terrorized people in front of him. He came out with his most negative lyrics, right after jail, as you know, as anyone who's heard his stuff after jail. But of course, he still sold huge because he was so popular for all the stuff he had done before that. And he was a brilliant rapper. I mean, he was a brilliant guy. So Once he was with Death Row, he had signed a contract for 3 CDs and then he was done. Now Death Row, they found also, was trafficking drugs. They were employing Bloods and Crips, who they would instigate fights between, to the point of a Blood killed a Crip at a public concert, and nobody was arrested for it. Witnesses gave reports to cops, no one was arrested. Death Row terrorized basically the whole rap community. They went around the country terrorizing political rap conventions, like the one Tupac had been asked to speak at twice and then was arrested before he could speak sometimes. They did a number of horrible things, but one of their top goals appeared to be to set up Tupac, set up his assassination eventually. Once they, first they had him promote the most negative lyrics and negative ideas, and they also instigated the East Coast West Coast rap war in a huge way too. Tupac was getting away from that. He had started his own record label, Euthanasia Records. He had Sekou Dinga's wife, head of that record company. He was still connected with a lot of his extended family of Black Panthers. And Sekou Dinga, the Bronx Black Panther leader's son, was his backup singer, Yafu Fula. And so we have one police whistleblower telling what was happening at Death Row. We have another whistleblower named Kevin Hackey, who was FBI agent. Actually, he was an undercover FBI agent. Was made to be one of Tupac's 2 bodyguards. Now, we found that he turned on the FBI because at the last second before Las Vegas, a day or two before Las Vegas, where Tupac was assassinated, he told Tupac not to go to Las Vegas. He tried to convince him not to go to Las Vegas. Tupac had to go for other reasons. But as soon as Suge Knight and Dave Kenner found out that Kevin Hackey was trying to get him not to go to Las Vegas, they fired Hackey. They also, of course, took the guns and cell phones away from the other guards around Tupac. And, of course, in Las Vegas, he was assassinated. And, of course, 13 bullets coming at Tupac, not hitting Suge Knight directly is a sign that there was a purposeful avoidance of Suge Knight in that assassination. But I still think he was lower man on the totem pole. Dave Kenner was higher up on the totem pole. Another man who was high up on the totem pole was Reggie Wright Jr. Reggie Wright Sr. was head of the Compton, California Gang Police Division. So they were trying to end the Blood Crips gang peace truce inside of Death Row also. Now, while Tupac was in the hospital dying, the Bloods Crips truce was broken. Suge Knight and other Death Row Records people said the Crips killed Tupac, and they also were caught sending shipments of guns to Bloods around the area that were part of the peace truce. A lot of people died. A lot of Bloods and Crips died in that week until activists spread the word that no, the Crips didn't kill Tupac. We don't think the Crips killed Tupac. And it stopped. So the peace truce movement continued. But of course they assassinated Tupac. Kevin Hackey ended up saying to the director of Biggie and Tupac that he had documents to prove that the FBI watched Tupac's assassination. They were in the cars of the convoy in Las Vegas when Tupac was assassinated. He said he was jailed for several months because of that, because of going against the FBI. And now he's scared, a little scared for his life, so he's not saying as much. But he's already been caught saying, the good things about, to impugn the FBI for orchestrating Tupac's assassination. So it didn't stop there. At the next Mike Tyson fight, months later, Yafu Fula, Tupac's backup singer, who I told you was Sekou Dinga's son, and was had rap star potential himself, was shot in the head. He was the top witness to Tupac's assassination. He said he thought he could identify the killer. After that, of course, they killed Biggie, and even that police detective who was the lead investigator of Biggie said he thinks that his fellow officers killed Biggie Smalls to cover up Tupac's assassination, to make it look like part of the East Coast versus West Coast rap war. Now, since then, it's come out in some mainstream sources, though, of course, in a completely convoluted way, and Jared's told you a lot about the media, and I'm glad he did, and I have a chapter or two on the media myself. But it came out that there are rap units in New York has a police rap unit, and Los Angeles is a police rap unit. Miami Herald said those rap units are training rap units, other police units around the country to have a rap unit to attack rappers. So they are attacking political rappers. I think they're using the harassment arrest strategy, and I show evidence of that. I think they are trying to kill other rappers, show evidence of that. And they have killed other rappers. Run DMC, for example, is their top DJ was Jam Master Jay Mazzell. The Baltimore Sun said he had become a social activist before his death, and he was shot in the head. There was a security video camera on him and on the in his recording studio when he was killed. The police have not told us anything that was on that camera. Once again, just like the recording studio camera in New York. So I think have I used up enough time? I mean, I've used up too much time. I'll just say one or two other things, guys. This is going on against black activist leaders. It's also going on against people. Like I found that the cops that assassinated Tupac were mostly from the Ramparts Division. That's one of 18 Los Angeles police divisions. The Ramparts Division was the division found to work with the CIA to assassinate Robert F. Kennedy. Okay, and that's an important thing to recognize, that they were targeting white activist leaders who turned radical too. And Richard Held, the guy that orchestrated Huey Newton's assassination, a year after that, orchestrated the bombing of an environmental leader named Judy Barry. A bomb went off under her car seat. She survived and died 6 years later, but he ended up being found, so guilty of that, of orchestrating that incident, that he had to retire early to get out of a major lawsuit she had where she wound up winning millions of dollars against him and against the government for that incident. So I'm going to stop there. Thanks, guys.